Hello, everybody. It's just the four of us today. I think Sedge is going to be here in a moment, and I'm just gonna unmute Discord.
I mean, I had one game where I actually tried to build a rifle. It doesn't take that long if your barge is already like in the river.
Hello.
Yeah, that's fair. Cool.
If you have a balloon and your barge is already there, your rifle can get out in a few turns. So like, whatever.
Hey people,
Okay.
Koya was talking about the rifle on heist. But yeah, before we get to rifle on heist and why that's a thing, let's start with what are we starting with? TYM.
Introductions.
Oh, that's also a thing that happens.
Hello,
Yeah.
I'm Barrett. I will be the host. Mastro, go ahead.
I'm Mastro. I'm like decent at the game. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm Saykoya. I'm like currently got to grand finals of the tournament without dropping a single game, and that's all you need to know.
Yeah, don't look at the games themselves.
And I'm Sparky. Deal 2. I am here. I'm also in the tournament. I am surprisingly in top 4. But
Oh yeah, we have
that's me.
like 3 out of the top 4 in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
That
only
is
missing
impressive.
Warble.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll get Warble on the podcast. That'd be cool.
I don't think I've ever seen Warble on VC, otherwise I would have invited him. Like, if
I
he
don't
had
think
been
so.
in any VC at any point, I would have said, Warble, cool player, cool playstyle, like, cool story,
Yeah.
We gotta have him once, but, I haven't seen him in VC. So, Warble, when you say this, if you're like, wait, actually, it's like a coincidence that I've never been in VC and I'd like to be on a podcast, message me or Barrett or whoever, and then, like, we'll get you on.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, it's a little bit later tonight for the podcast. I was at an event all day yesterday, and I'm fairly busy on Sunday, so we're kind of squeezing this in now that we're in top 4, which is pretty exciting. But before we get to that, we have Test Your Metal. It's more of like a little bit of a news segment. Next Test Your Metal is up, open until tomorrow, which I guess would be when the podcast goes out. So I'll make sure this podcast is up before TYM closes.
Yeah, so people who watch the podcast have like a last dance, right?
Yeah, I might even push back the tournament until the 10th, just so we can get maybe a couple extra people signed up. Although we have 13 people registered so far, and I haven't signed up, so it's actually looking fairly busy this month. And
I mean, good maps. Let's talk about the maps for a second.
yeah,
In Memoriam, I want to start with In Memoriam. It's like one of my favorite Wargroove maps ever. For sure, my favorite Wargroove 1 map. Actually, I don't want to say for sure because C&D is very close. But yeah, In Memoriam is finally here, which means we will be able to play on it for the next Open and the next championship, which is a big plus, and it also means it gets tested and stuff. So that's really good news for one of the all-time great maps. I hope this time the community likes it more and it's more popular. It used to be pretty unpopular back in the day, but I swear, guys, the map it's an acquired taste, but if you get used to it, it's so good. And the memo is so good that even though I'm still in the tournament, I actually signed up for this TYM. I'm only playing in Memoriam. I'm not in any of the other brackets, but I will play my games in Memoriam.
I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's a good map to practice like what you're gonna like when do you build stuff, because it takes a bit of time to get your units out. So when you build stuff, you gotta plan ahead a bit, and it rewards you for doing it correctly, and you kind of get punished if you're not doing it. So there's that.
Yeah, you need to think ahead and be very deliberate with all your purchases.
I think so. To give I guess the like, I don't know, hater is the right word. I don't hate the map or anything, but I definitely had some times on it where I wasn't a big fan. I think there were like certain timings where like, and obviously this is probably not optimal, right? But like there were definitely timings where it felt like there were coin flips with like swords hitting villages and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the Vaulter opening had a coin flip in it, but he liked both outcomes, so it doesn't matter.
But I just seem to
Oh, there
remember like a
was
couple of weird times, and also it's
there was
probably
a
oh
Night Crit on Forest Sword that was
Oh
on
yeah.
the
Now this is guaranteed kill. Yeah.
I think another thing was there were quite a lot of stall games on it.
Yeah, so in Memoriam is weird because sometimes it becomes an HQ race, and other times when both players defend the race, it becomes a stall fest. But like neither of those is forced. It it can become stally, it can become HQ race, but I think if both players play optimally, it's neither, and many strategies work, and you can try to make it stally, you can try to make it more aggressive, but if your opponent is like trying to do the opposite, you have like there is a clash of wills, and whoever plays better can impose a game state or something. Like there is fighting over the game state. So what happened a lot was people didn't know how to do that exactly, and they were handshaking stalls. And if you move quote unquote wrong for a few turns in the opening and then don't apply any pressure correctly, and the other player also handshakes, then yes, it can become very stally. But like I don't want to blame the map necessarily, because when both players like really know what they're doing, I think it's much less stally. Although again, even if both players play perfectly, if their perfect outcome is to stall, like if it's Seds versus Seds, then of course it'll still stall very easily.
I mean, in a Sedge versus Sedge, you still try to pressure.
Yeah, yes, but it'll become like a grind game that takes 20 turns.
Okay, I
Well,
mean that's one of the
maybe.
maps. I
We'll
guess we don't
see.
want to spend too long covering every single map.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
Gotta talk about the rest of the
I'm
pool.
interested in half. I guess we'll go to like the one that's right next to it on the screen. Half Cake Island. This is the Fog of War map. It's mixed based. We've seen some people doing map testing on it, and people seem pretty happy with it so far. I think it probably even Marco Maps, who's the person who made it, has said that they think it needs a little bit more work. But TYM is kind of that's one of the reasons it exists, is so maps that are like 90% done can get some testing and some fine tuning. So I'm excited for it. What I've seen of it so far has been pretty good. I didn't realize it was mixed based at first, so but from what I've seen, it's like an interesting map, and it has a bunch of things that you wouldn't normally see, like naval, and naval seems to work pretty well on it because like the land front is so aggressive that like you can't really spend too much time on naval. So
Ooh, naval and mixed based and fog. Wow.
I think there's only ports on like the defensive side for HQ, but that's still
And you're
interesting.
trying to take over a barracks soon.
Yeah, it's kind of a race to take back your side rack, the racks
Yeah.
on your side of the map,
You wanna
while
unmix.
unmix, and
Wait, is
then
this really mixed base? It doesn't look that
it's
mixed to me.
it's one racks on each side.
Yeah,
The
it's not a mixed base.
I mean that still counts considering it's in your opponent's base.
yeah,
Or
Both
like
blue bases are
what
like you can draw a line that will separate
yeah. Let
the.
me
If you draw a diagonal line, right? Yeah, you draw a
oh
diagonal
wait.
line from one wall to the other wall tile. You see the wall tile next to Mercia?
Yeah, actually, that is a good point.
Yeah,
Like it
this
is.
isn't mixed base.
It feels like you're playing a mixed base map, though. I guess is the
Yeah,
main
because
thing.
the opposing axes are super close and you can like
Yeah,
maybe flip it.
it's close quarters enough.
Yeah.
Wait, why isn't it?
But
But
yeah,
that's
because
an
it's
interesting point.
fog, there's
Huh.
probably a bunch of strats like I mean, maybe you can try to like rush the opponent's HQ or like send something to reinforce your barracks sneakily. We'll see if
Oh, so
strats like that come out.
I
I
mean,
just
what
realized
we've
I'm
seen,
doing the reason why it's not flip is. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say what we've seen of it so far has been pretty fun. I'm actually gonna enter this one this month. I need to sign up for it.
I'm entered in it as well. It's the only thing I'm entered in.
Okay.
All right, next map.
Yeah,
Let's look at
also
the other
Sigurd's viable here.
Oh, Sigurd
Ooh,
probably is
maybe.
viable. Yeah, definitely see
Do we see
some.
new viable?
No way, the Sigurd map.
Oh, Sacred, you said. Okay.
Okay, what is this?
This is
Then
dendritic. Oh, I can't
Dendritic.
get
yeah,
it all on
dendritic.
one. I can't get it on one screen. So let me just.
Wow, dendritic of all maps being too big.
I think it's just too tall. But yeah, dendritic's back. I guess another classic map like in Memoriam.
With
Yeah.
a bit more water, right?
Yes, there's definitely a lot more water on this map.
Ah, yeah, it's not a one for
And
one. Like,
with beach combat. I guess
yeah.
no warships.
I actually don't know what the unit bans are. I mean, we've got map makers in chat, so I'm sure we'll be corrected anytime. But
I think harpoon and warship.
Is Kraken allowed then?
Oh, probably Kraken bans too.
Yeah, probably Kraken bans.
Because that's like, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
Okay,
Kraken
warship
would be.
Kraken.
oh, so harpoon is allowed.
Harpoon being open is okay, I guess. Because
Yeah.
air was always super strong, and now we have buffed harpies.
Oh yeah, Harpies will be crazy here. Actually, not necessarily. The buff is movement, and like this might be the one map where the +1 movement doesn't make that big of a difference. But Harpies were good even without it last time, so they'll be good units for sure.
It's +4 movement, right? To be fair, that's like +2 in
Wait, what?
normalcy, but Harpoon was 4 movement, right?
Oh, I was talking
Maybe
about
that's-
Harpy.
Oh, Harpy. Oops. Okay. Sorry. For some reason, I
I
thought you
don't
were
know
talking
about
about Harpoon.
Harpoon. I never played
Different
with
harp.
Harpoon in Wargroove 1. No clue about Wargroove 1 Harpoon.
Oh,
Only
and I
used it
guess
versus AI.
barges are probably more flexible now. Although
Yeah,
not
'cause
that much.
again,
There isn't
actually,
really rivers.
yeah, it's just the inland one.
Oh, but
Anyway,
frogs though.
this map is
Ooh,
interesting for
prospect.
sure. The big question is like, does it break with some TA or something? And we'll find out with this TYM. Like that's the point of the TYM. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good
Oh,
map
yeah.
to put in TYM. Maybe even multiple times. If we find issues and improve it, then maybe it could go again. Because I think it's a map where like it could be broken very easily. And if it is broken, it's like hard to find how it's broken because it's so the opening is so weird, so complex.
I like that there's more villages near the water. Because that means like center brawl is less central. And that's usually where the TA comes from.
Yeah, that's fair.
And also it puts more focus on naval. I mean I entered like all 3 non-fog maps. I think this one it might be another one like Froggy's Lake Park where I lose all my TYM games on it because I suck at small maps.
Mhm.
We'll see. Time to get. I mean, I guess there's no pull the motion anymore, but yeah.
Okay, and then jungle season looks like open season. Oh, it's open season with frogs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
the
literally
frog
the entire
instead of
premise.
the rifle.
frog supremacy.
That's cool. Was this made by Sedgehun too? He was
Yes.
making
It
a
was
lot
made
of
by
Yeah.
Sedgehun.
Oh, I hope he didn't do the things he usually does. Like Sedgehun almost always when he ports a map forgets the starting gold. And I think open season is like breaks hard without starting gold. So, I hope
Let
you
me
did
not
that
check
correctly.
afterwards.
Yeah.
I
I
can
mean,
also
Uh,
check in all of this, but yeah.
but yeah. Open season, good map. I mean, it was a good map with rifle. I think it'll be a good map with frog. Maybe a better map. But like, you
Yeah.
know.
I think also when it comes to TYM pools, I mean, obviously this is up to the map team, but like generally from like an organizer standpoint, I like to have obviously one Fog of War map. Like we always like to do something for the Fog of War community, right?
All
This
right.
is like a nice
I
card
see
fit. And then
Skyro in chat saying cut forest tile is missing,
uh,
but I think that's because of the It's like the change that got added in Wargroove 2. So I guess he was looking at the Wargroove 1 version.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, both chopped forests are gone. The one
Oh,
next to each other,
those
the
are
one behind the
important
village.
chopped forests, though.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
are
Okay, we can
good.
definitely update
Oh yeah, and
them.
with Frog as well,
Oh,
that's better night
okay.
crits.
Yeah, it will be very HQ racy without those. Like
Okay,
Wolfar will destroy
But then you
everybody.
don't have Groove though.
Good thing we brought it up on the podcast then. That we can
Alright.
we can
But
well,
yeah.
Sedgehun will be on the call in a minute. We can tell him to go fix the map and but yeah, if any we've got like 3 of the map making team in chat right now, so if they want to just like message Sedgehun and just be like, hey, these are the things that need fixed. But anyway, back to the tournament organizing point. We like to have like a couple kind of serious tests, like 1 or 2. Ideally not 3 because like we want like a kind of more casual, like 4th option that isn't Fog, just so like people can kind of goof around a bit. And I figured jungle season. This was like when I was talking to the map team, I was like, hey, I think jungle season would be good because then people who are watching the finals, who are watching like open season, which will inevitably get played in the top 4, it gives people like something a bit to like relate to because sure the Frog changes the dynamic quite a bit, but like a lot of like the kind of like core principles in the map are the same. So figured that would be like a nice thing of like people who are watching the tournament get to like relate a bit more to what's going on.
And frogs have quite a bit more of a fun factor compared to rifles, I have to say.
Yeah, if anything, rifles
Also,
might be like the opposite, an anti-fun fight.
Yeah, it's like, oh
Sedgehun did the
no, I
money
have
correctly.
to check range all the time.
Oh, you're saying you did the money correctly?
Okay,
Yes.
nice, nice,
Okay,
nice.
so it's just the chopped forest then. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that's fine then. But yeah, these are the maps. I'm actually gonna hunt the sign up date back to the 10th of September, just so people watching the podcast get a bit more of an opportunity to sign up. I don't think I posted it on like Twitter or Reddit or anything either, so I should probably go do that and then. Because I think like one of the big things we've changed about Test Your Metal as well is that it's more of just like a play what you want kind of event. Before it was like, oh, you get rewarded for like playing and beating more people, and now it's just like if you play a game in one of these maps, you get a chance at a prize. And I also am aware that I haven't handed out prizes in a couple of months. I will probably do that this week.
Give me our free stuff.
Yes.
I mean, we've been busy with like the championships and stuff, so
Yeah.
So
it makes sense to be a bit late this time.
maybe, but I mean, it's like 2 or 3 months at this point. I've got quite a backlog of stuff to get through, but yeah, I'll do that this week. That's definitely a thing I can do. So
Okay, let's move on. Speaking of the championships, the championships.
yeah, so we got championships here. I'm gonna open up the bracket so we can take a quick look at what the results are. So
Oh,
things that have
I
happened
already
since last.
spoiled something.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of whatever. I actually haven't seen all of these games myself, so I'm gonna have to commentate them, but it'll be interesting regardless. So I guess the main one, Saykoya versus Warble winners finals.
Are we gonna start with that, or are we gonna look at losers first?
I think we start with that because then we can go through losers after that.
Okay. Like I've given you the links
Okay.
on the thingy. Yeah. So game 1 was like worst Saykoya going to Ryota. I'm guessing. Yeah, you can skip the opening.
Yeah,
Well,
I
not
just
all of
need
the
to-
opening. Oh wait, this one
Well,
is the
probably
really
you
small one.
don't skip the
Yeah.
opening because this game is short.
Okay.
Yeah. Game 2, you skip the opening, I guess.
Let me just real quick, and then
Can
we
you
can.
full screen it? Yeah. Probably.
I'm just gonna swap. Have like a couple different crops. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's fair.
There we go. I mean, it's not quite perfect, but it shows enough.
Wait.
I think.
Isn't it better if we do the previous crop? Right.
This is fine.
Whatever.
It crops the
It
top.
might
A
have been the
little bit.
left side, but
I should have done overview replay then.
It's fine.
But yeah, this is a quick one.
Yeah, this. I think when I did it mostly live, it was actually shorter than a lot of like just replays I've commentated.
yeah.
I can even play back on 2 times just to speed this up. But yeah, it was Ryota. I mean, actually, like,
Yeah.
Saykoya, what was your plan with Ryota here?
So I like doing this Ryota opening where this opening with Ryota where like you get to kill a sword in the opening and then you cross through the middle to go like hunt the enemy commander. Did not anticipate that Warble would send the enemy commander to Ryota in the first place. So yeah, my kind of game plan kind of went out the window from on like turn 3. Great. And then I was
Side
kind of
switch power.
sweating. But then he gave a lethal to Ryota tier 1 and then not sweating anymore, I guess.
That was
Yeah. I
And
mean,
I
I
was
think that's
pretty
what.
scared actually because I was like, oh, I don't have a way to transition to the other side fast because the like Emmerich is in my way, and I need to attack the other side fast. And then if I don't, like Emmerich's gonna get an Emmerich Treb or something, and then if it's on this side, I'm gonna lose. And but none of that mattered because Ryota got the job done. Yay!
Real got his time in the spotlight. And
Like
Let's
also,
go,
when I
Ryota. It's still 100% win rate. Let's go.
when I
yeah, it's-
opened this game, I was like, "What is this really? Winners finals? They're playing American Ryota on
oh,
Headland."
did Warble choose Emmerich first? I think you were saying something like that,
Yeah,
right?
he did.
Yeah,
Which
I
is
was sure
more
that
Emmerich propaganda.
yeah, I was sure that Saykoya wouldn't pick Ryota if Warble picked like a real Shio.
Yeah, I'm assuming Wolfra was banned as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
So if
both
Yeah.
we both banned Wolfar. I guess Zawan was the one open, but I was like, I'm not picking Zawan against Emmerich, right?
yeah, but if
I feel
you
like
if you picked Zawan, you would have picked like not Ryota, right? You would have picked either Emmerich yourself or Zawan. Probably Zawan, right?
Uh, Probably would have picked Ryota to be honest.
oh,
Really, you would have
interesting.
picked Ryota anyway into Zawan?
Yeah, it's
You
like
like the real opening enough that you just pick up
you don't
regardless.
you don't need to like you don't need to like spend all the time thinking about not getting trapped by Vine.
I
You
mean,
just
I
zoom out of there.
I don't believe you. I don't trust you. This is propaganda.
Okay, I guess.
let's see.
It's
Like,
even
like
more
Emmerich
Look at the
propaganda.
win rates, Mastro. The win rates don't lie.
Yeah, yeah.
proceed to look at Vesper and Pistol's win rates.
I guess we don't ban those. Ban Ryota instead, right?
Exact. Ban Ryota and Muru.
It's like Emmerich's an interesting option on this map. I don't like him that much because this map is big enough where you can disengage from Crystal and win a side. And
It's more a late game option with Treb, to be honest.
yeah, you have a win condition. At the same time, that does take a while to come online. There is, I think, better timing than an open season to
Yeah, but it's
get a
probably
lead.
pretty good against me because I tend to not close at games that
Yeah,
fast.
like when on like open season I won against you. That was partially another reason I forgot to say is that it forces you to attack, where that is something that you are slightly weaker at.
But
And it
it's
has like
more
better
like
timing than
I'm not
easier.
used to it.
Yeah, yeah.
As
I
well.
don't think attacking is like super hard in Wargroove. Like defending
Yeah,
properly is hard in Wargroove.
yeah,
Attacking
like,
isn't that hard. It's like Saykoya doesn't do it. It's not that he can't do it. It's that he doesn't do it.
yeah, like, yeah. Koi is still
And
good enough all around that.
I mean, I
He
do
can
it a
attack.
bit, but when I'm in the middle of the early forced attacking, I'm like, oh, I can stop now. Great.
yeah,
Let me do that.
he doesn't do it in like comparison to other people, where most other people will always attack when they see an attack.
Yeah, Koi is
He-
better at understanding balance and restraint on that.
Transitions,
Koya
pacing.
many times just won't go for it, or won't even look for it. I think. Anyway, let's go into
Anyways,
game two.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to keep talking about the Ryota propaganda, but
Yeah.
I guess my question
When
is,
next you're gonna start?
are we gonna see another Ryota at some point this tournament?
I mean, if
I
Warble now
mean,
falls for the propaganda after losing to it, maybe.
I mean,
proceed to
we'll
check,
see.
like,
Maybe grand finals. Huh?
I mean, also, yeah, depends who gets to grand finals.
If you start
Yeah.
banning Emmerich against me.
Okay, well, let's go into
Nah,
game 2 then.
let's go to game 2.
Yeah, this was a bit longer, just a little bit. And we can kind of skip the opening a bit. We'll skip to like a couple minutes in.
I'm starting to remember what happened here.
I think you can skip to first Zawan groove. Yeah, around here.
Yeah, it's about here, yeah. And I guess this was like Emmerich versus Zawa, and so like Saykoya, I mean, you were the one that kind of popularized this to some extent. Like, were you just thinking, "Oh, I'm just gonna play Emmerich again"? Saykoya?
Have we lost him? Okay, I guess it's
Is-
my turn again.
Okay. Oh yeah, there
Oh
he
wait.
goes.
Oh, okay. I guess his connection gave out, or
Oh no, he's
he
back.
left. I guess. Oh, connection causing
Well,
issues.
until Saykoya can say stuff, like
I'm back.
Okay.
Emmerich is fine against Zawan. Some people think he's like very favored against Zawan. I think Saykoya still believes that. But I think Zawan can do like the golem strat and then like take sides and be up econ and then get more golems. And I think even though Zawan can't directly easily fight into Emmerich Crystal, with the golem econ plan, like Zawan should be able to be at least equal to Emmerich, I think. But Saykoya disagreed and, played more Emmerich.
I feel like
So-
it's not trivial to like get golem advantage, but because like Emmerich can play normally enough. I mean, like none of the commanders play differently enough. I feel that.
Well, Warble
You
did
don't have
get a pretty good. Yeah, you can look at it right now as like 3 golems. Like he
Yeah, I
he
suppose
goes
so.
on to blunder them, but had he not blundered all his golems, I think this is a winning state for Warble.
That's fair. To
Well,
be fair,
especially when he killed the crystal.
yeah,
Yeah.
because Koya left the Night Crypt open on the first turn Crystal was out.
Yeah,
And
I
then he
mean,
blunders lethal.
I'm not sure
But you didn't
why.
take
I
it.
mean, I wasn't like rigorous enough, I guess, but yeah. Like, I don't think there was actually lethal here. Like, did someone actually count that?
It was.
Because I only have
We
2
counted live, I
inputs.
think.
You
Well,
can
they
like
counted live.
suck the golem into him, so suck a
I
28%
guess,
health
yeah.
golem into him and open 3 sides.
But didn't need to in the end. So.
Yeah. But yeah. Also, even if he doesn't kill the crystal, I think
this,
he had enough
mean-
econ advantage that he can just kind of take both corners and be like
is it
very
happening
up.
again? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, okay. So I think Warble could have taken both corners and been very up money, but Saykoya, gave him a kill on the crystal, which instead made it like a completely winning position for Warble. Sadly, the very next turn, Warble started blundering everything. So
yeah, like Warble,
Whoops.
Warble went in when he didn't need to. As soon as you eliminate Crystal,
Oh, I still can't.
Emmerich doesn't have anything for a while, so you can be patient.
yeah. And then, you can just slowly take everything.
Yeah.
And just attack with your own next groove and the billion golems.
Yeah.
Just big winning. I mean, I don't know why Warble maybe panicked a bit. Yeah.
I mean,
It's
pressure
also
is like a huge factor. Like, people are just not going to play perfectly every turn. And like, there was one thing. I'm gonna pause it here. I mean, we're almost at the end, but I'm gonna kind of go back a little bit to There was like a key turn that happened. Let's see if I can find it. I think it was around here. Yeah, this particular moment where
when the Crystal died.
yeah, and then Warble just walked away from the bottom left corner, and the units that walked away didn't do anything. They just kind of retreated when they didn't have to.
So like even if you don't take corner, even if you don't take crystal, Warble can take corner. And if you do take crystal, I mean then you can still take corner, or you can maybe attack, but try to attack in a way that doesn't lose all your golems.
Yeah, but it's just like these 2 swords and this mage didn't have to walk away from this bottom left corner.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I guess.
and then they did, and then he lost the village, and I was just like, I think that was just like a little moment where he didn't have to do that, and it ended up costing him that village for like several turns. Actually,
Yeah.
I don't know when he takes it back. Oh yeah, it's like turn 12 he takes it back, and he
I
loses it.
mean, we can also say like the golem went center and then blundered itself. That was a golem from the left tracks. It could have gone there and not only secured that village, kept it, also taken another one. And then, then he really wins Econ. Then he makes 20 more golems and, pretty easy.
Yeah, but I think it was just there was a lot going on this game, but that was just like one small moment where I was just like, oh, that actually did have a big impact because it allowed Saykoya to get like a
But
little foothold again.
Yeah, I mean, something like I haven't seen people actually discuss much is that I was pretty up on unit count this game actually. From like I think even before the crystal died.
when the crystal died,
So
you got quite a few units for it. But it was
yeah,
probably still a good trade for Warble.
Yeah.
yeah, but
And he was also up a lot of money at times. So I don't think like people say unit count is the best metric. And it might be true, but if your opponent is Zawan, you can kind of make up for it with future grooves. And if he's also up a lot of econ, gets a few golems on you, I don't think unit count is gonna save you against vines plus golems. So I think that's why we haven't talked about it too much.
Yeah, this unit quality will beat out unit count in some cases.
Yeah, and like
yeah,
specifically
well,
in
I
this
mean,
case, but
Emmerich is all about like inflating your unit quality anyways, so I
I
don't know.
guess it's
Feels
fair.
like
I guess it's
once you have like two archers, golems have to be very careful because like they walk up and then they just take
Get chipped for 30.
On
chip
the
for
flip side,
30 and then
Saykoya,
like you
like,
can
yeah,
kill
Emmerich
them.
is about inflating unit quality, so he needs to have high unit count. Well, Zawon is about inflating your unit count, so he wants unit
Well, I
quality.
guess we'll
Yeah.
see. Anyway, I think I was playing this game like trying to conserve as many units as possible after I lost the crystal. So like there's a bunch of trades where like I don't go in as much as I could. I think that might have baited Warble into going more in because like I didn't counterattack super hard, so maybe that's why he went more in with his golems and stuff. Because I guess my response wasn't like showing I had a lot of power in the area, but it was more like me holding back because I wanted to conserve my units.
Ooh, that's
So that might be
interesting.
the thing.
That might be a hole in Warble's game then, in a way. Like if he trusts you to display the power of your army, then you can drag him into overextensions, or even make him passive sometimes. That's an interesting thing. I'll use it if I face him, or
And the
I'll
warble scouting.
consider using it. But yeah, back to the thing about like if he has a bunch of golems on you, then vines kind of make up for
Wait,
his unit count, and then
yeah, I
golems
mean,
plus vines win. Yeah, but if he's down
Warble
unit count and then
definitely
also
had
loses his golems,
the win.
then he gets destroyed, which is what happened.
Yeah, he could have converted in a more like in a way that didn't give me to golem.
He could have converted, full stop. Whereas if he blunders his golems, then he doesn't convert. Then you convert.
I mean, he doesn't even necessarily need to convert. He could just sit on an econ lead and
Yeah,
build
well,
numbers.
that's a way to convert, really.
Yeah, inevitably, like eventually, a big income lead like converts through sheer force of columns. But he did need to convert at some point because Saykoya is gonna be faster. So
Yeah, I guess so.
eventually, you need to take that HQ. But eventually, it could be like after 5 turns when you have 5 extra golems.
Yeah.
Anyway, so 2-0 for Saykoya, and let's look at game 3.
This is the one I haven't seen yet, actually. I'm gonna be interested to see.
Me and Sedgehun were streaming it.
Yeah,
Or
look at
what?
the seal. Look at the seal picks.
Oh wait, Sparty was there too.
I was here too. Yeah.
I
Neuron
was here too.
Pistol.
So yeah, Nuru's main thing on this map is that the hideout that's like far in the mountains can produce rifle. So she can teleport rifle in, and she is like the only person that has a super fast active rifle. Or like relatively fast to everybody else.
Yeah, because other shows need to get it from the far corner, and it's like it takes forever. Or maybe not forever, but it takes a bit of time.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
assume it needs
and,
like
like-
a wagon or a balloon or something to support it.
And she also Nuru has a normal game plan of snipe air, which is pretty good on this map because like air is strong.
Yeah,
But, like-
you already. Actually, I think the most important part of the game was probably where we sent the first harpy.
Yeah.
Really?
Warble
That's
sent it like middle, and I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm used to dealing with that. I sent it along with Nuru, and then,
And then
like it
proceeded
forced
to-
Warble to have the barge escape, and then that harpy like
That
twist
harassed for like
like
the entire
four
game.
swords over there. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
harassing
Oh
the
yeah, that
Barrett.
barge is like retreated all the way to the corner.
Yeah. It also had
Yeah.
the harpy had the option of killing the barge at some point as well. Though Koya chose not to take it to have a active fighting harpy. Or like
yeah, that
not
was a
active,
bit
but as
later.
well.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he copies you eventually with the Harpy, but yours is there faster and bullies so much, like for the whole game. It's
Yeah. And Koya also builds Witch to force out Morble's harpy that's threatening his barge.
and
Oh,
then
and here's the
Warble
first
didn't
pistol
have
groove.
good grooves in this game.
Also,
like he
I
could
just-
Yeah,
have-
the
Sorry, this
first
is
groove
a-
like cost more.
Oh, you go first.
The first groove from Warble, it probably cost more to set up the groove than it actually dealt damage, because it hit 3 of your own swords and a harpy that's gonna die to mage. It got like 80% on the harpy and like 40% on the dog. It got hit by the harpy as well, and like
Yeah.
tickled the mage and dragon. It like did not do enough.
I was pretty happy when I saw that groove because I was like, oh, I get to kill a harpy. Dragon doesn't care if it's at 80, and like the harpy doesn't care if it's at 2 because I don't need it for damage in this game. Like, there's no knights. Like, knights will come out later in this game, but it will be very late. So I'm like, I just want the air body, and like part of why I went witch is because I'm like, oh, I need anti-air, but I also want more air. So I don't know. I just went the unit that does both.
Oh,
And then
that's
also-
interesting. Yeah, I was wondering
also,
about the
like-
witch because there was no dragons. Like witch feels like it's without targets.
Yeah, I guess like if air
But
is
yeah,
strong
It
enough,
also
then maybe
can
like
pick up. It also can pick up all of like pistols, low HP units after grooves, which is very very funny.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, there shouldn't be that many of them for you to hex. At the same time,
Yeah, I like using
yeah.
witch as pistol to do that, but against pistol, I'm trusting my opponent to not get too many of his units hit.
Yeah, I mean it's more of a bonus to be honest. It's not like the main
Yeah.
reason you get it.
Yeah.
Um,
and
I
yeah,
have a
Koya starts
question,
moving
by
in
the
on
way.
HQ.
There's a
Yeah?
moment here
Yeah.
where the barge was like open to your harpy. You would lose the harpy for it, but I was like wondering what was the consideration when the barge was on that tile with your harpy nearby.
well, basically, I'm applying HQ pressure with the rifle here, so I want the harpy to go along with that.
Makes
Yeah, that
sense.
was the situation Sparty was talking about, where like this is the one turn where Harpy could kill the bards, yes, but it's also the one turn where Nur is kind of pushing towards HQ. So you want the Harpy to add to your threat a little bit.
Yeah,
I probably
and
would have
it's
killed the
not
bards
like
anyway.
it's not like the harpy can't kill the barge later, to be honest. And like
Considering how
the
far it is
main
in
the
people's
main
territory.
thing, like the main use of killing the barge is so they can't drop at the beach. But I have already control of that area. Like worst case, I put 2 swords there and he can't drop anything. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's fair.
it's like Harpy can get rid of the barge later, but I need it for pressure now. So that's about it.
Yeah.
I just realized you set up a second rifle, which actually covers
Yep.
technically the barge as well as like I mean it could cover the barge and the barracks in a turn's time.
Yeah. I was kind of
Yeah.
surprised you didn't crit the archer to kill it.
Yeah, she could have just put a rifle there.
Beneath the
I
right
wanted
hideout.
Nuru on that mountain more than I wanted a good rifle position, to be honest.
That's fair. Also, a second groove from Warble comes out, and it does no damage again and gets 2 units killed by Hex.
Oh god, that
Yeah,
hex
that was
was
like
beautiful.
it's the difference
was
between tier 1
juicy.
and tier 2. Like with tier 1 you really want to start in melee.
Yeah, because
Oh yeah,
otherwise it
we
just
were saying
through
that
damage.
during the game because I thought it was a pretty good groove, and then I saw the damage it dealt, and it was nothing. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm used to tier 2s, which would still do great damage there.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you need to fire off T1
So
like
yeah,
point blank or
the tier
nearly
1
point blank.
fall off is pretty harsh.
Yeah. And then
And
the
then
massive
Everyone fell for
hex.
my pistol tier 1 propaganda.
Yeah.
And then here's an interaction that we did not know. Dog suicides onto CO on Flagstone from Road.
Yeah, from
in
Road.
full.
Well,
Yeah,
you
so
guys don't know these things.
I somehow did not know that. To be fair, I don't really run into Flagstone interactions with Commander that much.
yeah, so if the dog didn't suicide there was no lethal. Like with a
Yeah.
sword suicide, he survived with like 2 HP.
I don't know. First thing I thought about when Pistol walked on that tile was like, oh, I started the lethal by dog suicide. So it was
Yeah.
actually a very big very, very quick calc because I started the calc with the correct idea.
Yeah, I know, you
Yeah.
played the moves immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to
Uh,
believe that I would have tested it and would have found it, but I would have found this lethal slower than you found it.
uh,
That's the one
so yeah.
lethal you find faster than me. That's interesting. Because you
I
know
really like
when dogs
the
suicide.
rifle against pistol because like the main thing of pistol is like at least with tier 1 she kind of has to step in, and so you also have to have the army cover for her. And the thing with rifle is you can limit like rifle
Where the army can
controls the
stand.
enemy army, and they're like it's not difficult to control air units because you just put mages and they can't walk there. And like other units you would need to have there to like step into rifle range would be dogs and knights, but he didn't build them early. So it was pretty smooth from there. Like the rifle just controlled. I mean, it looks like the rifle was mostly pressuring HQ, but I think it was mostly just covering the left side and
Yeah, it
stopping the
was.
spears from moving forward.
Yeah, it's coming in front of your HQ as well.
That said, like all of those things sound cool, but I think like pistol still destroys Noru here if played correctly.
I
Like
think so too.
early on,
Well,
pistol
I
does
mean,
nothing because the units are spread out throughout the map. But later on, because HQs are real, like as you saw in the game, units do blob like close to the center and HQs and stuff. So if pistol just holds, just accepts being slightly behind and holds groove, at some point this is gonna get a massive tier 2 and just win.
And like
Like
she does like a cruise unit
we
count
did
until she just
actually
rams through the
start to
rifle.
like unblob near the HQ at the end, right before the lethal.
that
Actually,
was after you attacked a bit. Like
I
you
mean, to
attacked
be
and
fair, it's
some
because
units got traded, right?
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
you both
but
took off HQ
I
pressure
mean,
because Warble ballooned away to defend HQ, and you started losing units, so you had to back off as well. So you started unblobbing because HQ pressure was not as much.
yeah, but it's also because I was pointing knights at the left side too,
Yeah, but like I think
and now's
you
the
do
timing
unblob,
when
but you
to kill
unblob
the
after a
dog.
big fight, and like Pistol decisively wins that fight.
Well, Nuru gets to decide where the fight happens, though.
I guess that's fair, and the rifle can like slowly accumulate value. But I think in the end it's just too little. I think Pistol just okay, maybe there is perfect defense. If you play like a computer, maybe not. But like I think in real life scenarios, if Pistol doesn't go for the bad groove early and waits for a good opportunity, like it will come in a real life timed game, and she will just decimate the army. But yeah,
Also,
it didn't happen.
I mean,
I just realized, did you got 2 tier 1s up before Wobble got out his 2 of his tier 1s as well, I think.
yeah, Nuru like was on a better pace than Pistol. But you know,
Yeah.
it's easier to groove with Nuru than Pistol.
Yeah. Because like yeah, you basically immediately pop in with if rifles available.
uh, I mean, I will say like probably also you probably disrespect the Nuru because you didn't play against it yet.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is like a part of like heist weirdness. Like I'm not saying Nuru is super bad, but she is like not pickable on other maps, and she is pickable on heist. I'd say.
Yeah, I agree.
Whereas
I think she's a relevant option.
Pistol,
It's
I
kind of the reverse almost. I mean, she's
Yeah.
still a viable pick, but this is her worst map in the pool, I think.
yeah, Pistol is probably worst map. I think she's still like. It might be her worst map. I still think she's the second best C on the map.
Nah. Hey, just look at the numbers. Hey, look, Pistol lost
Yeah,
2
yeah,
games on
numbers
this map
never
out of
lie. The
2. There
games
we
are
go.
totally representative of like real strength.
Yeah,
Actually,
especially the one with Sparky.
who would you put at number one? Because I
Oh,
would have
dear.
thought I would put Wolfer number one.
Vesper? Am I
Vesper.
talking about?
Oh,
Mm,
actually, Wolfer maybe number 2 and Pistol
actually,
number 3.
it's a debate between Wolfar and Vesper, to be
Yeah.
honest. Wolfar gets grouped very fast, just snipes your barge, and then you're very sad.
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
guess.
thinking. Like,
And then he just goes to kill your stronghold. Because you have zero effort to do to flip that side afterwards.
I suppose.
What happens if you
You-
make like a golem really early and barge it, and then he?
Well, what happens when you do that is you lose all the other parts of the map to air.
I guess, yeah, that's weird.
Mm.
And then he
Your
can
spread
never
cells
get
been early.
golem later, so he's
And then it's like you still have to protect your mages from the air. And you have little space over there, so it's still very awkward.
yeah. Well, I would ban for sure Wolfar and Vesper, and then like your third ban probably should be Pistol. I think on this map.
I wonder if there's any consideration for Zawan to be unbanned as well. I'm assuming.
I
I think
banned that one because I don't like the
pistol ban.
because like you saw how the openings flowed. You would basically have like at least that one group by the time you're walking to the stronghold. I don't really
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
that.
Yeah, you
you
want
just
to
you
be
could
sure you're
Like
able to defend.
it's not like Pistol where she has to walk in so you can control her. That one you can just kind of like you're still safe when you groove, and it keeps the rest of the army safe.
Yeah,
Also, you
that
can
one
get
has
the perfect
amazing
heist off.
range.
You can get the perfect
It's
heist off with blinds
basically
as well.
it's like you kind of have to respect the stronghold kill against that one.
Yeah.
I guess like tier two could also go and sniper barge as well.
That would require
That
I think 2
shouldn't
vines.
happen because when you're dropping something with the barge, like you're dropping 2
Yeah.
units, so you only have
Yeah,
one
so you only
spot.
typically have one spot uncovered.
Yeah, that's true. Alright,
Yeah,
That's
actually,
what you
does
could
just
do.
one
Is
vine
Vine
kill
would
it?
drop vine. No, one vine.
No, it should be 2
Pistol, right?
vines.
Okay.
Because
But you
like
you
command.
could still
Wait,
like
no, wait. 1 vine might. Let me double check. Because
It's beach
you could
commander's
still
defense.
like drop vines on
commander's
the
base
beach
damage is
and be
75
funny.
to barge, and it's on beach and is at 16%. Let me double check that actually.
Vine is
Because
like
that
25 CO, right?
it's my
Yeah.
5 CO. So that actually might kill. On river, I feel like it probably does.
But I mean, you don't get tier 2 fast enough for that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
and
that's
you
fair.
need to like also have a tile open on bards that isn't water.
I mean, I'm also considering twins because like you get fire fast enough to just drop it on the barge and it kills.
Yeah, also true. And stuff will like naturally clump up around it too, so you're gonna hit other things as well.
Oh yeah, 25 super overkills the barge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so one
Nice,
vine would do
nice.
it. Okay.
So that one is good. You can also use your other 4 vines for literally anything else. Like you cannot be
Yeah.
attacking HQ with 4 vines and then the other vine also heals bards. That's pretty cool. Damn, that one's strong. Well, okay,
Well,
let's go to
timing
the
doesn't
next
work
set.
out.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I think that we've talked enough about this one, and actually, I was originally gonna go to bed after this podcast, but I actually need to eat dinner, so quite a bit left to go through. So I guess we've got Well, we'll see if Sedgehun shows up, and then we'll do the
Okay,
other
so
sides for
let's
the
do
moment.
like me versus Envacam. I remember Barrett said I would win the set unless like I got hit by a bus or something because
Oh,
everybody in
yeah.
Envacam played DQ'd. I did not get hit by a bus.
But he
But
almost lost one match.
let's look at the game one first. Game one
Yeah,
is weird.
Oh yeah, game one is also.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
skip forward because it's like 2 minutes long.
So game one, turn one, he moves his sword wrong. Like instead of
Yeah.
capping forward, it caps there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Cap's like the one above. Yeah, the one that.
Yeah.
it should cap over here. Yeah.
And
Scarrow
then
just said, Mastro got partially hit by a bus.
And then turn two, he forgets to build the sword out of his like Siorax. So at this point, this is game over.
Oh,
And he
right.
resigns. Now, because it was super early, I was like, should we maybe not count this and But he was like, no, we count. So we immediately went to game two. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there
that's
is
all there
like
is
a
to say about that
history of
game,
like
really.
opening misclicks in tournaments.
yeah, one opening mistake
Unfortunately,
and one
like-
opening misclick, and it's like, it was over. Like,
Yeah.
There's
And,
another tournament match which I'll just pause this for a moment. Actually, I'll let it keep going because it's just opening turns.
yeah,
But
yeah.
there was another match where someone forgot to capture a building at the start. I think it might have been you playing that game, Psycho. I can't remember if it was you or not.
Saykoya had like many famous opening misclicks, like the one versus
Yeah.
Sue.
Oh
With
yeah,
his
I made heal the
heals.
village
Yeah.
instead of capturing it. Huh.
And the
Oh,
one
that might be the one
versus
I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Zeronix. And the one versus Zeronix where he
It just didn't move
forgets to move.
commander.
So, yeah, and then without moving. So, but yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Emvacam did a double, so yeah. I thought he only did like the sword thing on the side, but he actually did a double. Oops.
So
And that's
here,
that's resign really.
Yeah. Also, before I forget, in this, it seems like in this match, Mvachem fell for the Koya propaganda and sent a sword with Seal first instead of center.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh wait, I
Mastro
could have
didn't
joined,
punish.
but yeah. Oh, I
Mastro
forgot you could
didn't
join.
punish.
Anyway, okay. Well, I still opened the better and was up money. I didn't punish like as hard as I could, but I'm still better out of the opening. I forgot that you could yoink that. I thought it was only like bad econ. Yeah, you can yoink that and it's like even worse econ. But yeah, I'm slightly better out of the opening. The problem is, I'm Caesar and I suck at Caesar.
Yeah,
So
I think it's more you're not like super good against that one. Is the
that
thing.
also might be true.
I mean,
I
this
also
matchup
let
is
Harvey
very
hit my
heavily.
sword there. I could have like covered that. I forgot about it. Then I'm like, okay, I'll trap it.
Yeah.
And
then Mvachem uses this timing to push.
okay,
I
so
believe,
like a
right?
big mistake, if we can pause for a second, is like I sent my golem to the forest tile. So
Yep.
like that golem is sent to the forest tile because I think with 2 golems I will push Zawan off and then I can take Econ on the left. But that was way too greedy. Like a golem should have gone more to the right side because now I do push Zawan off from my central village, but I push him. You can
Or
start the video
JHQ.
now, right on my HQ. And I was like, there's no way he can attack my HQ. Like, the game is too even and it's too early. But actually, you can see suddenly the HQ attack looks super threatening. And
Yeah,
I'm
and you're
like,
forced
oh,
up from
wait.
T1 here
Yeah.
to like do something. And this pick helps you get like 2 kills. At the same time, it still doesn't
Yeah,
do
I'm
that much.
lost here. I'm just completely lost here. The moment he moved to HQ, I was lost. I'm forced to fight there. My golems are not like really in position. Like I have no groove. I just used my groove. It's just really bad, and he's gonna have like a massive Zawan tier 2.
Yeah.
This is like his favorite thing ever. And yeah,
And
I
he's
get
even getting
really
like little chip damage with like the archer in the back and stuff. He's in like a great position right now.
It's
Yeah,
not
that's-
just great. It's like completely winning.
Yeah, Mvachem has everything here. Like,
And there's nothing to do.
yeah, you're not ahead in literally anything. I guess technically Golem count, but I don't think that matters that much.
I guess the only thing is you have air and he has no anti-air at this point, but he's got vines, which will.
Oh yeah, you killed
do-
all his mages.
Luckily, I could kill his mazes, and luckily he was behind in the opening, so he only has one golem here. But like one golem plus tier 2 vines can fight my 2 golems pretty fine, and the rest of my army gets massacred too.
Yeah,
And he just stays there forever, and now he's like richer than me too, because
yeah,
I-
because he has map.
yeah.
Because
Yeah, I
you're
mean,
forced to
here,
fight
here
here.
you don't have the space to like run away from the vines, so they just murder everything.
Yeah, they keep doing
Yeah.
damage, and it's hard to kill them. Like
I don't know why that golem went back to the left, but yeah.
it gets whacked like no matter
Yeah,
where it
but
is.
I mean, you gotta accept that, I guess.
Felt
in
like
this
I really
situation.
couldn't afford to get it hit. But yeah,
It was
maybe
like one of your possible tools for a lethal.
Like the
or,
golem
when
is
you're renewed,
whacking
it's
at
like,
something anyway,
it
so
was at 7 too. So like
well,
might even
you
get
get a
killed.
crit next turn, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, and here's the
Uh,
fatal turn from Envicam coming up, I believe.
I think
So
it's
yeah.
one more.
Yeah, it's a bit later.
Oh, is
You'll
it?
notice my knight movement. My knight will
Oh
heal in
wait.
a certain place.
Yeah, yeah, this is the turn that Envicam does T1 vines again. Or well, first time I guess. But
So this
yeah.
is completely over. Like
Yeah.
if you're looking at this, like there's no way I can not like yeah, there's no way
Yeah,
my
I guess
HQ survives.
you just have to watch out for Caesar group, right?
Yeah.
Right?
It just needs to like avoid some Caesar tier 1
But
BS
it's just
lethal.
Caesar tier 1, and like you
Yeah.
have 2 golems and vines, and like Caesar tier 1
But you
isn't
will
gonna
notice my knight
get
went
through
back and
them.
healed in an interesting spot. Like it could have healed more forward.
And
Yeah.
this attack
And,
onto the golem from him is like
yeah.
massive
That's
question marks.
Seo could have hit
330.
my HQ from the right.
Yeah.
Like instead
Yeah.
of the dog. And then I can literally do nothing. There is nothing.
Yeah. And like Golem could have also hit the Golem. Like this was kind of just the perfect storm to give lethal.
Yeah, I mean, he hit with Golem and then with Commander, and actually, if he'd done that in the reverse order, it would have been fine. But
And here I need to move pretty precisely to like clear the vines in a way that lets Caesar go next to the dog. But yeah, this happens.
Yep.
Well, Caesar group the 1 unit enough for lethal.
yep,
Yeah,
the
and
knight that was
then
prepared earlier.
Yep.
You blue Petered him. You was like, this is one I made earlier. Although I feel like
Oh,
I'm the
and
only person from
believe
the
it or
UK,
not,
so
this is actually not the biggest throw of that round.
and so Envicam got hit by the bus, aka the knight, instead of Mastro.
so I think it was
Yeah.
just like there were two ways of doing this like particular situation. Let me go back a little bit. You either attack
Honestly,
the army and then you like just crush the army, or you attack the stronghold and you do that, and you just did both at the same time.
And
honestly,
badly.
do you still win even if Zawan just literally moves full move back? I feel like
Yeah.
there might be some situation in which you would just still win if you do that, which is just
You
hilarious.
could have just stayed
but,
still, honestly, and it
Yeah,
would have been fine.
I mean, like, yeah, like hit from the right is completely safe. I'm pretty sure. So like, you can also just do that.
But
Like,
yeah, so
as
you
you're
see the
saying,
knight
like,
heals there because my only way of winning, I thought, was like if someone goes to hit my golem or my HQ from one of those tiles, if he hits my HQ from the right, then I lose for sure. But yeah, if she hits my HQ or golem with Zawan from those tiles, I'm like, okay, maybe I can swindle him with Caesar lethal. So I
And then
heal my knight
did.
there instead of 2 tiles forward on the other sides of the village. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this is my only hope. And you know.
Yeah, and it happens.
Yeah, but it's a shame because I think this could have led to a really cool game 3. It was like a really nice comeback after game 1 where he just like lost like immediately, and not in like the sense of like he blundered a command or anything. He just like literally misclick 2 turns in a row at the start. and then to go from that to like this game where he like really had it.
And then he didn't. Like
Yeah.
he was playing very well until he wasn't. Yeah, it sucks for Envagam. Wait, has Envagam won like one game this tournament? I think he
I do
hasn't.
not think so.
Yeah,
0,
that's really sad.
0. Yep, he has won 0 matches.
She got to
0
top
games.
8 though with like 0 wins. So that's luck is also part of skill.
Yeah. I mean,
No
but
looms in the corner.
it was
If
very
you,
clear
you
that
know,
he was skilled, though.
Yeah,
bus driving is a part of skill. You know.
Having enough money to call hitman is a
yeah. I
skill.
guess like it wasn't like Envagam was like he could have taken a game off me. Like very clearly
Yeah.
he could have. So it's not a completely like the. If you just look at results, she got top 8. If you look at actual game results, it looks like he didn't deserve it. If you look at this game, it looks like he really deserved it.
Yeah. He could very well have like beaten you in game 3 as well. But
I guess it's like the meme where like there's a bell curve and like of like how much you examine and Vacuum's performance. And, like
Yeah.
and like at the end there's like Vacuum deserves top 8, and in the middle there's like, oh no, Vacuum didn't win a single game and made top 8.
Yeah. It's
at the
like
top of the
a
bell
punch
curve, it's
is
just a
just a
bus.
punch. It's like a punch is just a punch, and then it's like all the science and theory behind it. And then in the end, a punch is just a punch.
Yeah.
It's that meme.
Anyways,
But
Yeah.
it was, I mean, despite how the tragic end, it was a fantastic set. Or at least it was a fantastic game. Game 1 was not
yeah,
fantastic, but
and the games Vacuum did play were quite fun to watch too. So.
yeah. And he has this thing where he'll always make top 8. At least as far as I'm aware. Like he just consistently makes top 8. So
Yeah, there's different flavors of plot armor.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we did actually, just to give a little bit of good news. On top of all this, one of the people he got by against was Sneaky Dragon. We did hear from Sneaky Dragon.
Yeah.
And
He's alive.
he is alive. And
Yeah.
hopefully we're gonna hear some more good news soon.
He better be alive. He owes me prep.
And we'll see if he's
Just like
at that point. But
Mastro just drags Sneaky out of the grave.
Oh wait,
It's
hang
like-
on. If I train Sparky to beat Mastro, then Mastro has to reveal his prep.
Yeah, I have said that I will reveal my prep to everybody except Saykoya, because otherwise it's not interesting.
but,
I mean, everybody
fine.
except
I'd
Saykoya
only-
would only be Spartan Warble, I guess.
all right, should we go on
Yeah, because he didn't
to?
get one.
I think we're still waiting on Sedgehun. Someone wants to just drop.
Yeah.
a
We can look
message
at
in.
my next round.
Yeah, I was gonna say you versus Scar. I
Yeah.
haven't seen these. I haven't commentated them. They're not on YouTube, so
Oh wait, they aren't?
no, because I
I
haven't
think
done
they
these.
just went up.
No,
right?
you've done them.
They
You've
just,
done
just
them.
I
put
mean,
them.
They just went on
Yeah,
YouTube
you did
today.
do them. You
Yeah.
did
Okay.
do them. I
Where
just
are they
watched it
then?
actually.
Yeah, they went on YouTube today.
Oh, okay.
That's funny.
Did they just not get
Yeah.
put in the playlist? I mean, they should have.
Let me check if they're in the playlist.
I mean, it's literally today. If you go to the
Oh yeah, I
Love
can
War
just go.
channel,
I just go
like
They're in
the
the
last
playlist.
videos.
They're in the playlist.
I think this might have
Okay.
been like where Skyro's mental starts to be shaky. Because he did like message me in between the games. He was like, I really don't want to play as Awan Mir again.
Oh, that's why he didn't pick Zawon in game 1. Game 1,
Yeah.
Headland, he doesn't believe he's an amazing Emmerich player. He knows he's good with Zawon, so he knew that Zawon was the correct pick here. But he was like, I really don't want to go Zawon. So he went
and,
Emmerich.
you know,
I feel
I
like
mean,
regardless of player skill, I
I
think Emmerich. I
respect
think
it.
Zaman's stronger on this map.
Yeah, for sure. But like, he also doesn't think he's as good as Emmerich, as at Emmerich, as he is at Zawon. So there are extra reasons. And he opened slightly better than me. Like, I don't think it was a massive difference, but I think he would be like a bit favored if this was a Zawan mirror. But it wasn't. It's an Emmerich mirror, so the very small difference in
Well, not
opening.
mirror.
And okay, yeah. It was Emmerich versus that one. Yeah, sorry. So the small difference in opening doesn't matter as much as the small CO difference. Well, it's not that small of a CO as the CO difference. Let's just say.
Yeah, I
And I
mean, if
get
you
trapped
pick
in
a CO you're not like familiar with, and like Emmerich is one of the COs where you kind of do have to be familiar with him.
Yeah. He's
Uh,
like one of the few that has like I would say a different enough game plan that you need to have practice with him.
I also trapped his knight. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was funny. Like Sedgehun's here.
Hey,
Oh,
it
welcome
took a
in.
little bit longer than I thought. Sorry, guys, but
No,
I'm
sorry,
here
we're
now.
just
No worries.
doing the last game before we get to your ones. So
Oh, okay.
Let's set. It's this and no, the next one is not.
yeah, we don't have to. But yeah.
So you guys are watching like the games right now on YouTube?
Yeah, you can go
you can
on
look at the
Barrett's stream.
stream, yeah.
Oh yeah, the stream, yeah.
I mean, I'm a big advocate of firstly playing what you find fun, because if you're playing but you're not like having fun, then your mental game is gonna suffer
That's
like
very, very
way
true.
more.
Yeah, I mean, like I've definitely been in games where like I feel like I'm just losing, or like I feel like if I'm gonna win, it's gonna take an error, and I'm just like, nah. I will literally just concede at that point because I'm just like I am not having fun in this match.
Yeah,
Fine,
and
kinda.
if you're in a tournament and you still like want to win but you're not having fun, then you know the game is gonna make you get out of the game one way or another. Like you're gonna drop mistakes, lethal stuff like that.
But
And
Yeah,
but
I
so like
mean,
yeah, I respect the not wanting to play another Zawan mirror. Maybe an option here could have been to like not ban Wolfar and ban Zawan instead.
well,
mm,
I would still ban Wolfer though. So it wouldn't be a mirror, but he'd have to play Zawan himself. I think it's
Yeah,
more that he doesn't want to go
I
Zawan.
mean I'm not sure.
If it's not if it's not mirror, I guess I don't think he cares as much.
Yeah, I mean
But,
mirror is like the big
but yeah, so I
unfun
got a pretty
factor.
decent groove, not amazing. But you know, I got the econ advantage back, and like I went for his tower, and it was pretty clear that he can't do anything if I do take his tower. But he positions his golems to move for an attack. He's like, okay, you're gonna take my tower, haha. If you do that, I'll take your HQ. And I'm like, bet. I think I'm Zawon, so I'll get tier 2 again just in time to defend my HQ. So I bet the game on it, because if I don't, then it feels like my advantage isn't good enough if I just retreat there and don't take his tower. And I'm also like, the whole idea against Crystal is like, you take the rest of the map. So if I can't take the rest of the map and I can't fight into Crystal, like, my advantage feels like it diminishes.
mm,
So I
Yeah,
felt like
it's
I had
also
to
like
take this fight.
not the best crystal position, I will say. Because it's a pretty passive one, so like it protects your stronghold and a part of your econ. It also like makes the middle fight better because your archers can reach across the koi pond. But it's not it's not very good long term, I guess.
It's not easy to get a very good long-term crystal, but like this one, yes, it's not the most amazing crystal, but the archer range it gives is still like massive.
mm.
Like you can see that archer is gonna walk forward and like shoot something like right next to my HQ. I think it shoots my golem.
Yeah, but only for one turn.
Oh yeah, someone on
I
YouTube
mean,
mentioned this particular moment
Yeah.
right here, and it's just like, oh yeah, like I'd forgotten that you keep the crystal range bonus after you walk out.
yeah, that's one of the things that weren't
Yeah.
fixed.
For one
It's
turn.
I think it's a quirk of how like range is given to units.
So this turn,
Yeah.
like the last turn Skyro played, I think he might have had a better move that might have had like a chance of killing my HQ, but he messed up, and his first like pike hit on my golem was like a hit. It wasn't a crit. So that
And
changed things a lot because he needed to hit it one more time.
and did you know he was gonna go for that HQ push when you were going to the bottom right? Or
Yeah. I
did you
when I
like
saw
get the
his
surprise?
Yeah, when I saw his column movement, where he put his columns the turn before he went for HQ, I'm like, okay, the columns are next to each other, and next turn they can move forward because I don't have stuff there if I go for the tower, and if they move full move, then they will be threatening HQ. So I realized that what he was telling me with that column movement was like, if you go for my tower, which I can't stop you from taking, I will kill your HQ. And then I said, no, you won't. I'm gonna get tier 2 in time to defend. And, we bet the game on that. Turned out I
So,
was right.
so that was like
Honest,
all in the plan, right? Like you planned for
Yeah.
that because it seemed like you were like kind of caught off guard, like you were too spread out. You went to the bottom right for this tower, and then he just moved in, and that was a very good attack. And then you
No,
took
no,
me like
I
the time.
decided that I would be on time if I go
Oh, okay.
full move all units to take the tower. I thought I would be right on time, returning to defend, but only because I'm Zawan. If I was any other CEO, I would have had to respect it more, and I wouldn't have gone for the tower. I would
Oh,
have only picked up like the one village above the tower, and then tried to keep stuff like to retreat quicker and go to the defense immediately.
all right.
But
Yeah.
because that
honestly,
one
I'll give
has
you
8 reigns, I'm like,
yeah.
I'm gonna get tier 2 and like, I have to bet on defending with tier 2. Like, I have to trust in my CEO.
Did you actually end up needing tier 2 to defend? It sealed the deal, but did you actually even need it?
I'm not actually sure. Like, I play with what I have. I had like only a few minutes to. I wasn't thinking, do I actually need tier 2 here? I was
Oh,
like,
right.
oh, I
Yeah,
have
I
tier
mean,
2. Let's destroy
yeah,
this.
of course you're gonna drop Groove. I'm just talking about like, was it actually necessary for Zawin to even contribute?
Yeah, I'm
Like,
saying I didn't
yeah,
calculate it.
It
I
was
don't
because
yeah,
know.
of
like,
his timer. Like he was low on
yeah,
time, and if you didn't do
yeah,
that, if you didn't like completely crush the attack, then Skyro could have like tamped it out. It's like he had to do
I
it
do
even if it wasn't
remember,
needed.
like, Skyro could have, like, the one turn, I mean, one turn before this, actually, he could have, like, instead of committing to the HQ push, he could have just retreated and went back to his crystal to stall for timer.
yeah,
That's
because
what
like
they
was
Mash
do.
was
Of
down
like,
like 15
That was
minutes.
a strategy that
that's
was
what they
available,
do. Of
but he
like
didn't.
massive money and like 3 golems or something.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
difficult to push through Crystal, but on the same time, you have the other side of the map that you can push through. It's like, yeah, it was still an option that I think was more winning for Skybro. Like,
Yeah, for
in
sure,
that
for sure.
moment.
For sure, he should have tried to timer stall me, and even in the end, instead of resigning, I only had like around 7 minutes, a bit less than 7 minutes.
Yeah, I
So
don't think Emery
could
can
have tried.
survive next turn, though.
Yeah, I think even if he survives next turn, I win. But like, uh, it'll. There are ways for me to mess it up. Like, I can rush and give a lethal, or not rush enough and time out. But like during my defense, I had the choice, like, to spend a bit more time in the defense to be more sure that I defended correctly, or to rush the defense a bit to be sure that I'll have enough time to win after defending.
Ah,
And I picked the first one. I picked like to go for a uh, more precise defense because I had this idea in my mind that Skyro will resign. I was pretty certain that he didn't have the mental to like get his army destroyed and then go like, okay, I might time out. I'll play for the timeout. I thought he would give up, and I was right.
yeah, that would not have worked with someone like Warble, who like even if you like destroy everything, they're just gonna keep playing. Like you have to know the opponent.
Against Warble, I would have tried to be a tiny bit faster and have like 8 or 9 minutes to convert.
Yeah, of course.
If,
Like you have to
even
know the
though
opponent.
7 are probably enough to convert, but it's like cutting it a bit close.
Yeah, it was a little bit risky there. Like when we were commentating with Saykoya, we thought you were like way too hasty to like make your moves in your defense, and yeah, but now I understand why that happened. You just explained.
That was
Yeah.
still the kind of slow defense. Like, could have been even faster with the defense, but that would have been risky.
Nah. No, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think there's a need for that. Like at that point, it's like if you mess that up, then you probably die. So that was a very intimidating attack. I actually thought you were like hooked for for like the turn that he actually went in because there was so much stuff near your HQ and you only had like a few, like a golem, like a knight, some swords, an archer, but you managed to make it work. So that was I
Yeah.
was actually quite impressed.
Thanks. Okay, let's look at game 2.
Okay, game 2 time. Yeah, and these actually came out. Yeah, one of them came out 2 hours ago. So I guess
Oh yeah.
spoiler alert. But
Oh no.
and this time he does just say, "I'm gonna go Zawan Mirror."
Yeah, so I was very happy again when I saw that one, because I'm like, damn, his mental really, he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know if he won't go Zawan because he doesn't like it, or if he has
Yeah.
to go Zawan despite not liking it. Like, that's a bit of a shaky mental. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't enjoy it. So I'm like, okay, I probably have this one.
Also, if you were gonna like pick Emmerich and Zawan on these two maps, you probably want to swap where he did.
Yeah,
Pick
yeah,
them.
yeah. I was expecting to see Emmerich again
Oh yeah,
because he
that's
went
true. Yeah,
Emmerich last time. So when I saw that one, I'm like, okay, you want Emmerich on Headland, you won't go Emmerich here. Like your mental isn't there. It's confused. You don't know what to do.
You should have went Zavan on the first map and then Emmerich here. If he is like determined to use Emmerich, then
Yeah.
you know.
But
probably
well, I mean, drafting is actually a pretty hard part of the tournament.
Well, it's not that he doesn't know how to draft. He can draft very well. It's like the mental that's his problem at this point. And especially like also after losing game 1 where he had some advantage early. And then I see those picks, like, I'm certain that his mental is suffering at this point. And then I also have, like, I also get the better opening here.
I mean, the Zawan mirror is the I don't want to make any effort in my drafting kind
I
of picks,
guess.
I guess.
By drafting, you mean choosing the commander?
Yeah.
Map and commander,
All right.
and like that's something you don't practice at all in ranked, for example.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like people just
So
like
yeah,
fight
it's
any
like
commander.
you only like either like spend a bunch of time discussing or thinking about it before the set happens, or you've been in a few tournaments and you've gotten used to it. But it's like it's actually a big part of the tournament that you're not used to from regular practice, and it's hard to practice for it.
Yeah, that's
But,
true.
yeah. Here I'm a bit faster with the decaps. And then I'm a bit faster with the golems. But you want dragon.
Uh, did Skyro have tier 2 here? No, just tier 1, right?
No, no.
Yeah, yeah. There was
I
like
get
Yeah,
tier 2
no
like the
tier
turn I
two
use
here.
it, and he gets tier 2 the turn he uses it.
oh, okay. Yeah, because I think there was like a trap on you with the tier 2.
Yeah, of course there was a trap on me with tier 2 there.
Yeah, and Mastro also like uh
But he didn't have tier 2. He
has
couldn't get it.
followed the open. I mean, Mastro is up to date on the evolution of the opening meta, and
Yep.
Skyro is still doing the one that we were doing at the start of the
Yep.
tournament.
And here, like, he forgets he has a CO, and I'm getting tier 2. So the game is over immediately.
Yeah, that's like if you
Yeah,
forget one turn you're playing against Zawan, this happens.
Yeah, and like, all he needed to do is put dragon above CO. And I can't kill dragon anyway. I can't even hit dragon above CO, and he never gets trapped.
I just want to say that here, there's a very smart way for it to trap him, because like most people, when they think of traps, they put like vines all around the commander, like below too. But instead, you just put it where it actually needs to be, like above. Like even if he went like below, which you can't because of the harpy, he would just die because he goes into your territory. So that's like a very nice optimization for the.
And for the finish, I was like, I will only finish with affected damage. So
Oh
Hex
yeah,
and 3 vines.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that finish. That was really nice.
Very flashy way to end.
Yep.
Like, there could have been like more boring ways to end. Like, I could just open the sword and like the path for the golem, and then just golem runs in. But I was like, nope, effect damage, let's go. That was fun. Then Skyro, supposed to say like Zawon and Skyro at the same time. Well, Zyro, interesting. Skyro out of the tournament, but way earlier than I thought. Like, I thought he'd be with us for top 3 even. But he got unlucky. He faced me early in losers, and he also lost to Warble, which I think on most days I think he wins against Warble. But yeah. Well, many days he wins against me too.
I mean, still very good performance for your first tournament you enter.
Yeah, for sure.
Is this his first
Mm.
tournament?
Yeah, I think it's his first big tournament.
Okay. I'm
He was-
actually.
I actually thought it was his second one.
Aside
Didn't-
from the qualifiers, of course, like I could have sworn he played in one of the earlier Groove of Wars. I mean, I think he's in chat. I don't know if he can.
He was here, but I don't think he was any good back then.
I
So I don't
mean-
think he qualified. But he can correct us if we're wrong. He certainly hasn't made any other deep runs though. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
this could
definitely,
have
like-
been deeper. He was good enough to
Yeah, so he gets
to
fifth?
get to grand finals even.
Yep, this is fifth. Oh, is it fifth? I'm gonna double check that actually.
Yeah, this is fifth. This was round of
Yeah,
six.
because then there's only 4 left after this.
Oh yeah, we gotta do Sedgehun's after this. So
Oh yeah. Earlier we said there was a bigger throw.
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
I guess we're coming to that.
Let's take a look at this bracket again quickly. Sorry for the flashbang. for watching.
Back to the round of 8. We
Yes.
have Spotius versus Sedgehun.
Yep.
Back
One of the
to
few
the
2-1s
past.
in this tournament.
Yeah.
So I guess I need to track these games down. 1 second. All right.
And I think everybody was betting on Sedgehun for this one.
I was gonna win,
Yeah.
but I won't say anything.
It's just that okay,
Everyone's
Sparius,
played.
nothing against him, but I just wanted Sparius to lose, to be honest.
Wait, this is game 3. I think.
Game one. Game one.
Oh,
This
wait.
is game one.
This
Oh,
is game one.
oh, wait.
Yeah,
I'm
because the
confused.
pistol was the first game.
Oh, wait. No, yeah, you're right.
I
No,
remember because in this match I was actually in a proper
Oh
state
yeah,
of mind.
yeah, no. I was confused. No. Game 3 was we'll see it. Yeah.
But yeah, game one, Sparius, keeps leaving Pistol Vest and Vesper and stuff open, so his opponents pick them. And then, I mean, we'll see how that goes for Sparius, but
This game he didn't leave Vesper open, only Pistol.
He
you
banned Vesper, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he banned Zavan. He banned Zavan against me, Vesper, and Wolfar.
Wolfar
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, so just went
yeah.
Pistol. And Pistol secures my bottom right front. But then the reason why I do fine in the top left is because he gives me way too much space. Like he respects my army way too much. Like he goes completely back. You guys will see that in a second in the replay. But he goes way too back in the top left.
Yeah, he doesn't want to brawl, and if you don't want to
Yeah,
brawl,
right
you
there.
give up a lot.
Exactly. Like he just went there. Like, what is he doing there? I was like, okay, thank you so much for the donation, but I don't understand.
Yeah, and he just lets Sedgehun get away with murder here. Wow.
Yeah, in the top left. So I just completely looked the area down, and in the bottom right, so there was a good position with the harpy. I actually had trouble fighting it because my mage was way too out of position. So I just did the second best and just did a night crit, even if I couldn't use the actual commander. I can position and use the commander to get a sword crit in the night. And
Yeah.
yeah, now the mage is coming in.
Yeah, and I'm not sure why the dog decided to attack Commander there because it didn't really achieve much other than building a bunch of groove for pistol.
Yeah, he actually told me in DMs after the match that he thinks that was a big mistake from him. He doesn't know why he did it.
Fair enough then.
Yeah, here.
And pistol gets partially surrounded.
Yeah,
Well, I
that
guess.
very weak surround.
And
Oh yeah, that's
fire comes
the
out.
it's the it's you're not surrounding me. I guess
Yeah,
you're Pistol isn't trapped here. It's
you're not
the
trapped in here with
it's
me.
the enemies that are trapped here with her.
Well, yeah, no, yeah, the other way.
Also, that knight on the top left of Sections that's still in the fire. That's because the emblem was blocking its movement. I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was funny.
He could
Actually, pretty
could
good
actually
tier
buff
one.
both of my knights. Like he actually could have killed both of my knights there if
I
he
mean,
put a better position. I think.
that was a pretty good tier one fire, but the thing is he gave it space before it, so the tier one only gives him back what he should have in the first place.
When now the pistol groove.
Oh god,
Tier
that
2 as
pistol
well.
groove.
Yeah.
Yep, that was
And
so
now, yeah,
such a good
tier
feeling.
two. Oh no.
Just
And here I could
Yeah,
have
this
killed
is
the
more like what pistol groove usually looks like.
Yeah. This is like the ideal pistol. Like with a small.
Yeah,
To be
exactly.
honest,
Like-
this isn't very different to what would have happened without Pistol Groove. But the main difference is your mages can't die. Because like without Pistol Groove, mages kill both Harpies and Pistol hits Knight.
Yeah, but
Should
then the
still
knight lives, and the knight is way too dangerous on this map to live alive. So I think.
it
Yeah.
lives with like very low HP. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
but
almost as much
yeah.
value. The problem is then the swords are full HP and they kill your mages, I think.
Oh yeah, that too. So I think even just
Yeah.
like
It
that
also like for the next few turns, like Spadius basically has less money because he has to spend healing all the 1
Yeah.
HP units.
Yeah, but like if you're only looking at the big units, it doesn't look like this does anything. But actually, it's still valuable.
And also, it didn't zap many of Sedgehun's own units, like a low health knight and 1 sword.
They were
Which is
already
nice.
like, yeah, Knight was already super low.
And
Yeah,
now
it was like
the
at
are like
20.
going back, and they actually killed the emblem, which is funny. It was like low enough HP by then.
Yeah, but you didn't need to kill it.
Yeah, but like it was
He
like a free
wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
It was looking at you funny.
Yeah. He offended me like 2 turns ago.
I
And
see,
unfortunately,
I see.
that does not give Groove viable if hitting the emblem.
Yeah,
No.
I wish it did. I wish the vines gave groove too, but you know.
And
Yeah,
then,
maybe we revert to that from. Maybe that's the Zawan. Huh.
ooh, true.
That actually is an interesting idea. I never
That
thought
would
of
be a
that being
nerf.
the
Yeah,
nerf.
that would be a good counter to Zavan, especially with Sedge. I would like that.
It basically means you just counter pop and get if you're like another 250 commander, you immediately pop your own.
Oh yeah.
And
But yeah, there's more brawling. The top left, I mean, it looks like it's going decent for Spadius, but actually, like, there's kind of 2 golems and an archer
It's
there.
a perfect position for my knight to crit it from
So,
behind too. Like he put it
and
in
yeah, bottom
like
right,
knight's range.
he
I
dropped
wonder if that
golems.
golem would have died if
pistol
Pistol
and turn.
grooved instead of hitting because he wasn't full HP.
So I think so. I could have also killed it by sword suiciding first.
Yeah.
There's like a few ways to kill it, but I didn't go for it.
yeah, but Golem can't really walk back enough unless you heal it, in which case you don't build the second Golem here.
And actually, if you can just
Like-
kill the golem the next turn anyway, like
Yeah,
he has to spend units to save
Heal
it.
the group?
So
I don't think it was guaranteed to die here. Like I think it would have healed.
but also you wouldn't
But
have
it didn't.
tier 2 this turn,
Also, yeah, zaps to get the
which, doesn't do
more
a
mage.
massive amount, but doesn't need to do a massive amount.
Well, said is saying there was a way to kill it without grooving. But yeah, anyway, at this
Yeah,
point,
there
like Spodius has lost 2 golems and Sets has like a bunch of golems.
yeah, and it's
Wow.
pistol
Well,
versus
2.
twins as well. So
Yeah, just
There's also like a funny like pattern in the bottom right. I did a groove on the harpy again, and it's always like that one harpy, that damaged harpy that like lives. I always like choose to kill other stuff instead of the harpy. Like the harpy is like damaged, okay, it can like leave, but like do I kill the mage with my harpy or the harpy with my harpy? And I went for the mage because I think break units are like more valuable than air units, except if it's like a witch or a dragon, of course.
Yeah, I mean, mage can mage heal when it's low. Harpy can't do that, but
Yeah,
Harpy can air block,
Yeah.
which I
So
guess isn't an issue here because you have a Harpy and a mage. But
Yep.
yeah,
So you have to decide based on the environment. But usually I prefer killing stuff, which is from the barracks.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Here
Um,
actually, Spadius is front switching the twin for. I mean, when I was watching that, I found it pretty predictable, but Sedge is kind of getting
also
a
you
bit
ran back
surprised
here,
here.
even
Of
though
course,
he gave
I'm
you
not gonna
very
fight. There are 10 trillion suicides.
yeah,
after
okay.
Yeah.
that.
Also,
We're talking about like
like,
running to the right
Fire
instead.
is kind of good.
something
at
just to
least, though.
note is there's like 4 minutes left on the clock on Spodius' side. So
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Sedgehun
playing
had like
really smart.
32 or something. So it's just like
Yeah,
there's no
true.
Yeah.
reason to fight at that point. Like you
But
just
yeah, you had the very big groove there.
Yeah,
And
but like
now
I
pistol
don't
might
need
commits
die.
I
mass
don't need that.
murder on self-defense. So is it really mass murder? I don't know.
I thought this move here with the fire was really cool. Like it didn't have enough follow up, sadly, but
And
Yeah.
resigns.
it was
Yeah, that was
like
really cool. That actually scared me
Yeah,
for a second.
double-
Like, oh no! But then I
double
realized
dog
he has no
suicide, yeah.
units. Yeah, like that's gonna happen with like.
Yeah, it
twins.
just needed one more unit.
Yep. But I made sure I go all the way back, like not just tiny bits, like you still threaten, but you have to go all the way back. And if I don't put the harpy there, then his knight, the damage knight, could knight crit me. And I think I still don't die, but that would be like a little bit more threatening. So you have to really know like how
Yeah.
to retreat, because tonight has like razor range.
So
Yeah,
you
and
see this game and you're like, okay, Sedgehun is the better player, and Spodius is letting him get away with like better COs too. So Sedgehun will take the set, right?
Wait, so can I
Right.
just say, this is a match where I was in a proper mind state. Like I was still sick, but like I didn't really feel the effects of during this match. I felt nice. The next day I wake up with like more cough and I feel like mentally disarrayed, and my performance is really like it. That gets reflected in my performance, and you will see that soon. So if I'm not in a proper mind state,
Yeah, you see it right there. Game 2 is like the Vesper game.
Oh yeah.
oh
there we
yeah,
go.
it's an open season.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's the second one from the top.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
second one,
got
second
it.
one.
yeah,
Yeah,
Um,
so
and the third one is here.
health
too.
was very important, like in a match. Like it's not just like how you know to play the game. It's how you can properly apply your knowledge. Because if you can't, then whatever you learned, like all your career in Wargroove, you can't properly apply it. So you need to know
Yeah, I
when
mean,
to play.
health pretty important in this tournament,
Yeah,
especially
fact-
when there's a bus driving around, going up, like visiting
Also,
every competitor.
oh
before I
yeah.
forget to mention, Sedgehun opens like slightly incorrectly here and
Oh,
sends.
I have some context about that. So, before this match, I actually watched the fight between Saykoya and Sparky on this map, and they used this opening. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna steal that opening because that seems pretty cool. And if like these guys do it, then it's probably the best opening, right? So I do that, and then I think I messed up because that was the first time, like 5 minutes before
You
this match,
s-
is the first time I
yeah.
see that opening, and
You did once. Sorry,
yeah,
I
like
should.
like
Yeah,
I
you did
don't
like
execute it properly.
you said the wrong sword.
And you got yoinked mid, which is
Yeah.
like really, really losing.
I actually still don't know what was the opening mistake.
But it's fine
You
because we
sense.
don't use that opening anymore, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just use efficiency because it's what I'm comfortable with. But sword trade is typically what people use now.
But this is not. So this is
Um,
not the better opening. Like
There's
if
a-
you if you
Well,
use it correctly?
not to get into too much details, but like we found stuff that does better against the efficiency opening.
Oh,
So now
okay.
going for the efficiency opening is inviting that new stuff to happen. So we
Damn,
go for the
Saykoya
other one.
knows all the prep.
Oh, I see.
Cringe.
Yeah, that's good
yeah.
to
So
know.
by the way, so Session, the mistake is that you sent the wrong sword back to free the rifle. It
Yeah.
should have been the sword after it.
Yeah,
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's what should have like gone
And
in.
here you attack like the knight, but
Yeah, here
your own
I
knight
did that because
dies.
yeah, I thought I could kill the knight with Vesper, but then you know, as I was telling you, my head was like completely out of the game. Like I was not feeling well, and I just do stupid things when I don't feel well, and this is one of them.
Yeah, this looks like the fourth game of practice in a row that Sedgehun and I play, where like he just attacks constantly with everything.
Yeah, I'm not through that if I'm like not well rested, and not just that. Like
Uh,
I was like completely. I felt really bad in this game, but it was so close to the ending, like to the deadline. I couldn't like keep pushing it. Like maybe I'm gonna feel better tomorrow. I can't do that. Like the deadline is coming up, so we have to fight
and
now.
here, not a great someone groove, but
One of
Bodius
the
is
vines could
like
have killed the
ahead
knight as
enough
well.
that
Yeah,
it doesn't really
one more
matter.
vine on the knight would have been a kill, and then it's an amazing Sawan groove, I think.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it forces the Vesper groove. Is I think
Yeah,
a really
that
important thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good enough to like really solidify the game. And like once Vesper has to groove defensively, usually that's like Vesper at her weakest.
Yeah, that's not what you
And
want. Yeah, like you want to
And
be the
also,
one who initiates.
The thing we
Vesper
discovered
countering
this
Sawan
game,
as well.
yeah, was that Vesper kind of counters Sawan vines.
I
They
mean,
can't
you guys
damage.
discovered
Yeah.
it. but-
We've technically discovered this in the KHB versus Sigma set, but I don't. That was a bit ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind
I
of
thought
easy to
this
just
was
forget like
known,
all the little intricacies.
Wait,
but yeah,
did that
I
happen?
guess
Like, I know
people
they played
forget
the
this
shows,
stuff.
but like, did vines move
Yeah.
into? Oh, I didn't
Well,
notice.
vines also being placed as well, because that's the same damage.
But yeah, now
But yeah,
like this is very over.
Yeah.
That's right.
HP just
Here,
dies, no way to save it, and even Vesper's in a bit of trouble. Like no army left, and yeah,
here, just a little more context.
and then we Yeah, okay. Just talk about. Say what you have to say before we go into game
Oh yeah,
3.
yeah, yeah. Of course, this is going downhill for me, but like I could have done a proper defense, and that's actually what I planned. You see in the video right now where that mage is next to the orange green thing, the one. Can you see that above the 6 HP? No, no, yeah.
The one that's on Flagstone?
No, no, the one that's below the knight that's next to the one. Spotius.
Oh,
Spotius
yeah.
the one.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Spottius is
That one, that
mage
one. Yes,
above
yes.
the village.
Yeah. So, the before this, I was gonna put a knight there because I could have instead of a sword. And if I did that, there's no way for him to break the wall, and this doesn't happen. And then I had like a better like fight. I was like losing, but like I
Yeah,
could have
that's
like
it.
maybe
He's
done
like
something.
completely winning even without the HQ attack.
Yeah, yeah. So I in the beginning of my turn, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that, and then I did other stuff, and I forgot about my plan, which I made in the beginning of my turn, and then I used my knife for something else, and all I had was like a sword to put there, which was useless because it's killed by the.
Yeah,
the
that's a classic mistake of like,
yeah.
I'm gonna do this. Then you come back to
Doesn't
it,
do
you're like,
this.
why
Yeah.
is there
Yeah,
something in
exactly.
there?
Yeah. Again, this is because of my mind state. Like I forget basic stuff. This was very bad. But yeah, but still a fun match. Like very nice attack by Spotius.
Should we go to game 3?
Yeah.
Yep. Let's do. Let's finish this.
Okay, so I mean, one thing I would say, I mean, just like while we're watching the intro, is how would you feel if just like all of the things that weren't just like directly attacking could just work with smoke? So like every groove could hit stuff under smoke, every like indirect damage.
Yeah, I think that should
Best part
happen.
would probably not
like
be
that.
auto banned anymore.
No, I think
Nah,
she'd
she
still
would
be.
still
She's
be.
still
She would
incredibly
still
strong.
be.
But like LED
like-
groove, Sacred groove, I guess even Wolfar groove, like everything would just be able
Like
to.
yeah, like everything
thing is,
besides
like,
direct unit attacks.
the thing
is what
is-
you're saying.
Oh wait,
Even
not
if
the
that
LED
happens,
groove and
like-
pistol groove, like they target. The whole thing about smoke is that it makes you untargetable. So
Yeah.
LED
Yeah,
groove and
but-
pistol groove maybe shouldn't, but like
I
Lytra
think
should.
it's so confusing
Fine,
to know what does and doesn't work. I feel like just it prevents
Make everything work.
it just prevents like melee attacks from working. I think is like a far more
Oh,
like
so even
easy thing.
archers hit?
Oh no,
Ooh.
actually no. Like, let's just
Just
say you can't
attacks, I
directly
guess.
attack things in smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But just like it's so inconsistent right now that I don't know.
Yeah,
It
like
feels really
the vines
confusing.
can
Like weird things like vines not working,
But we
lights
kind
are
of
not
need to
working.
get back into the game because stuff is happening now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
So like
Here's
the
this
one
is
thing
the
you need
dragons.
to avoid.
dying.
Yeah, my first mistake.
The one job against Lytra.
Yeah, so I will say this is I'm in the same mind state as last game. Very bad mind state. This is not what I want to fight. So I make stupid mistakes like that. And eventually that's gonna come back to bite me. You guys will see soon. I make a key mistake, which should not have happened. This is already bad, of course, but like there's something worse coming.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yep. It's all about my state. Like,
Coming back to the Vesper thing, I think he would still be like super good because the thing is like you're spending groove to like lower Vesper's value, but the thing is you're still not using a Vesper groove, and Vesper is a pretty good groove turns out.
I think also the thing is like you want to use groove and push with it the same turn. If it's in Vesper smoke, it probably just like you probably still can't push after the groove. Like you still have to wait like a turn before you get full value off your groove again. For like some of the
Anyway.
commanders like.
Ooh.
So in this game, Lytra, I see Lytra and I'm like, okay, Lytra useless against Vesper, but then Lytra gets the one thing she should get. Or like you shouldn't let her get, but she should get if she wants to have a chance, which is the Kraken kill. So I'm like, okay, Spodius has a chance. And then he walks into Kraken range and gets grabbed.
Yeah, so here is gonna be the key. Yeah, that
Yeah.
move right there. Can you see the
Yeah.
video?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll pause it.
Yeah,
That night
yeah,
crit.
so that's what's still the deal for me. Okay, so my mindset was like, okay, I got this in the bag. This is over. Like I know if I do this correctly, it's over. But just just in case something happens or he like mages or something stupid, I want to dash out as much damage this turn as I can. So I'm gonna hit both with my Juggernaut and my Night Crit, and then just gonna grab her again. Oh, I can't do that. And that's what happened. I could not grab through my knight, and I did not know that. And I, like, the feeling when I saw that, like, my heart sunk. Like, oh my god, I knew that. And he can like go like heal now to the villages nearby. There's nowhere to trap because the balloon is out of position. I needed one more tile. And yeah, I knew that this is completely bad because I dedicated to the attack at this point, right? To the trap. So now, if the trap doesn't work, I'm completely losing. And I knew that was coming.
Yeah, and you can see like Kraken is very low HP, but Vesper can groove the Kraken after it grabs. So like Lydra cannot do anything. She's completely
Exactly.
dead. The Kraken
Yeah, yeah.
gets grooved and it's like
Yeah, Groove came too.
there's absolutely zero counterplay.
Yeah, and the witch
Yep.
died, so you don't
Yeah, the
have
witch
that
died.
either.
And I knew that. Like I was planning with the Groove. That's why I moved Vesper there to Groove. But then I did the stupid night hit and didn't know that you should not do that. You should do that next turn. Oh, and yeah, that's still the deal.
And you didn't really need the extra damage
Yeah, I
anyway.
didn't really need it because I had like a Merfolk coming up. I could do like a Merfolk crit next to her, and then a Night crit next turn.
And you
then,
can just keep Knight where it is and it will crit next turn.
yeah, and there's no way to block either. So yeah, that was completely. I don't know what I was thinking, but I wasn't thinking. That's the
I mean,
thing.
you didn't know, I guess.
I mean, it's the problem with
Yeah,
just not knowing Kraken how Kraken
Yeah,
works because you
okay,
just
kind
don't
of
play
a
with him
knowledge
much.
check.
on the
Well,
base level, yes.
not really
Yeah.
knowledge check, but yeah.
No, like that's true. Like knowledge check wise, this is true. But if I was not in that mind state, I would. Before I do that, I would like take like 5 minutes to think. Can I do this? Will this like bite me? I would go to like or like I would like ask someone, hey, can do this or that, and like I would make sure some way before I do that, right? Because I had like a bunch of timer. I could have taken my time.
It's like
Like
check the codex.
yeah,
Or just
like the cortex or
grab
something.
before you hit.
I'm assuming the
exactly.
way you thought it worked was if there's a unit in the way that's yours, it just doesn't spawn the tentacle on that tile, but it still grabs through. I'm assuming that's what you're thinking.
But I was thinking like if it's not my opponent's unit, I can just grab through my own unit because it's my own unit. But nope, that's not how it works. Like anything that
The
is in the
tentacle is
tile.
a unit at that point, so yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true, and it makes sense, right? Like there's something in that tile, so it can have two units in the same tile. But I was not
Yeah.
thinking. I was just like rushing, and if I thought a few more minutes, then maybe this would not have happened. I would have realized, oh, I can do that. So yeah, it was like the perfect storm of like not thinking, not having knowledge, somehow rushing, even though I don't have to rush, and just not being in the right mind state. So they all came together and caused the loss.
Okay,
And
let's see the rest of the
yeah.
game though, because like it's still not completely unwinnable after you mess up, but it's really hard for you after.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah, and mentally to
Vesper is
keep
still
going
Vesper.
after that is a bit, you know.
Also, this
It's so
smoke
hard.
shroud could have been up and to the left, one each, and then that would protect the 3 knights. Because it's
It was also possible to trap like anyway without the tentacle with just Vesper Groove.
Oh yeah, but you needed the dragon.
Dragon
But
to be on the other side, yeah.
I do like that the
Dragon.
Kraken just repeatedly grabs this one dragon in the
yeah,
meantime.
that's actually pretty funny. The reason
Yeah.
why I put
yeah,
the smoke there
it's
is
really
because I
funny
thought,
until something else happens in this
Mhm.
game.
yeah, stuff happens with that too. So I actually thought that the smoke makes units not able to interact with anything. So if I put my smoke there, then Lacho can't hear from the village, right? Because she's in the smoke, and you can't interact with stuff inside the smoke, right? But
Oh, that's why.
yeah, that's why I
Okay.
did that. And well, apparently she just healed right through my smoke, and I was like, okay, yeah, okay, thank you, nice, awesome.
Speaking of other interactions, which can, kill Krakens and then free your stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
just was not playing optimally at this point. Like I was like,
Yeah.
my mental is like in the trash at this point. Like I messed up my one chance to win, like so nice and clean, and I just didn't feel like fighting at this point, like properly fighting.
Yeah,
It's the
this happens.
mental
This game is
design.
like at least a good 50% mental. So when your mental gets completely trashed, you just lose usually.
After like a blunder like that, it's just completely trashed.
And even like there's like the taunting of like the tentacles still on the dragon.
Remember what you lost.
Yeah, because like I knew it was over if I do that
Oh,
correctly.
no, Sedgehun was dead here.
that's cool.
Yeah, there were like some lethals here.
It's so funny how the
Yeah.
tentacle is still in the dragon. It's
Yeah.
just like forever
Yeah,
more.
it actually makes it kind of hard to read the board because you see the other color
Green.
there and you think it's not it's like
Yeah.
your
Dragon is
unit.
both colors at the same time.
Yeah,
That's
like yeah, put
really
a debuff on the
confusing.
dragon. Huge debuff
Yeah,
for
I'm
red.
totally Sedgehun's unit. Sedgehun, just ignore me real quick.
Yeah, you can walk through this tile, don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
And all the units surviving on 1% is like Barrett, I think, was saying during this commentary.
Yeah, it just came down to all of that. And
And
again, I
then,
had no time to keep pushing the game because like this was like this is actually way like not way but like past deadline. I actually asked Barrett if I can play a day past deadline, but that was not enough. Like I was still recovering from disease and my mental was terrible. And yeah, this happens.
We just get
Yeah,
the low health
basically
sword
got hit
crit.
by a bus.
Wait, what? Saykoya?
Basically, you got hit by a bus. Kind
Yep.
of.
Yeah, essentially. This was like IRL problems.
I think on that note, like one thing that we had a lot of this event was like people had holidays, vacations, whatever you want to call it. People are ill.
A lot of that, yeah.
Yeah, there was a
yeah,
lot
there's
because
complications.
I think it's just like I mean it's a 2 month event, so like
And it's
um,
also like those 2 months, it's like summer. And
Well,
Yeah.
I
people
mean,
want to
the
go
things
think-
that actually caused DQs were mostly health issues, actually.
Well, that's also
Yeah.
a thing.
Like the vacation things, we actually managed to plan around fairly well, right?
Yeah, I don't think
We
anybody,
didn't miss any sets.
nobody DQ'd off of like
I think some people
not having.
People
came
lost like
back
many
from
weeks of
vacation.
practice though due to
Yeah.
vacation.
Yeah,
Well,
that's fair.
yeah, I guess.
I think one thing that's going to be different next year, and this is like one of the plans I'm going to do before like I take a step back, is I'm just going to put all of the qualifier date, like have all of those event pages, all the dates and everything, and those will all be public before the start of next year. So everything will be set up, and people can talk about like how they want to do any kind of changes or anything, but like I think the 4 qualifier into a main event is like actually a very solid structure, and
Yeah, it's fair.
we can just have like the dates ahead of time because like once that's planned, there's no reason to change it really.
Yeah. But
So-
are we gonna do like summer championship again?
Yeah, so the idea it'll actually be in the summer this time as well. Like last time around, like this time around, it got delayed a bunch because it's like I was on vacation. Like there was issues getting maps ready in time and stuff. Next time it's just like cool. We have
It'll start a bit earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a
I
lot
mean,
more
it
time to
also took a
practice.
lot of time to finish with the opens this time. Like we started pretty much right after
think-
the last open.
Yeah, like they all started a bit later than we'd wanted them to. I think there was some stuff to do with like patch updates and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The game just wasn't ready, like for tournament play when it came out, which was a huge issue. I think they fixed a lot of problems, but I mean, as we're seeing in this set, there's stuff like there's like a tentacle flying around on that dragon, right?
I mean, this doesn't change gameplay.
Yeah, but
True,
like it
but
shows
it's
that, like, there's
still-
like stuff.
Yeah, there's still like
still-
stuff in the game that could do with being like tidied up a bit. And that's like a fairly like tame example, right? But I think there are other things.
Yeah, Emmerich has some bugs left.
Like, I mean Vesper, of course.
Yeah, Vesper. I think Vesper, and like it probably could do with another round of balance changes. That or like the ban system gets changed a
But
little
at least
bit.
the game is like playable for tournament.
Yeah, like it's in a playable state. I think that's like a very important thing. But
Yeah, there's
yeah.
no
yeah.
real like bugs that stop us from playing, really.
yeah, I think
For
they
me,
fixed...
summer tournament basically means no vacation because I'm like, I need all my practice again. Yeah. But yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm not a big vacation guy anyway.
And I think if we announce it way ahead of time, then people can at least try and schedule stuff around it. Because like,
I mean, I'm on vacation. I don't know about you.
and we give people like that extra week at the start, which I'm actually kind of curious. Since all 4 of you are playing, did you like feel like that was like a really good idea, or I'm bigging the idea up here? Do you think it was a good idea? I guess is the way I'd put it.
I mean,
What?
I think it's
So,
a good idea, but
Having 2 weeks for the
not
first
like
round.
the target
Two
of
weeks-
it. I
yeah.
guess.
I'm not the biggest fan. I think like 3 extra days would have been enough. instead. Make it 10 days instead of 7.
I mean, I
I
think it's
think
good because
plus 1 week was too much. It was basically just pushing the tournament back instead of giving like a bit of a breather.
I think the reason why it's very good is because usually before a tournament, people don't play that much. So if you have like 2 weeks, then you have like an extra week to like on rust and like practice and like, get to know the maps. So you don't
I
have
mean,
to.
if you know when the
do that even
tournament is
before.
starting beforehand, you can just start your
Yeah,
prep
you
2
can, but
weeks
like
before.
like some people like they don't.
Yeah, we were a bit slow on like getting the actual date for the tournament set as well, so I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. But if we have it like way ahead of time, then then the prep reason doesn't exist anymore, and I think we can just just give
Yeah.
10 days for round 1.
Okay. Because actually the other thing as well was, I mean, there was some obvious benefits, like MVAC-M would have missed round 1 essentially,
Yeah,
or
that's
round
true.
2, or like both. We would have missed one or the other, and
I thought missed it too because I was like
That was a
like on the ship.
vacation thing, though. That was
yeah,
a
there
vacation.
was like a few people that were struggling. I think the main thing though was just to like, people take a while to schedule their first matches. I think people are getting better about this now, but like, especially the first round, it can be really difficult to be like, okay, like, when are we gonna play? Like, are we gonna be able to even get our games done? Because once you actually get into the bracket and so on and start going through it, you can be like, okay, I know potentially who my next like couple of opponents are, so I like have a rough idea of like when I need to be available to play them. But the first round is always a bit of a mess, and people can be a bit slow to get started with messaging people and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess that's true. For me, it's a bit of the opposite actually, because like usually round 1 is like I've done my prep because I've had like all the time before the tournament, so now I'm ready to go. I want to play.
Right.
Whereas later on in the tournament, it's like, I'm a bit fatigued. I just played the previous round, and then I want to get some new prep done because I've learned some new things and I want to test some new lines.
I
And then
mean,
by the time I do that, it's already like been a few days, and I'm still like fatigued from all the stuff. So it's like, for me, it actually gets harder to schedule early as the tournament goes on.
I mean, should. I mean, if you win winners bracket, you have some breather over there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I should have beaten you. That was my main mistake.
the mistake was losing, guys. That's the mistake we
Yeah.
all make.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't do that, guys.
Yeah, we should not do that. We should stop that.
It's not that hard. Come on.
Just don't ever lose. Look at Koya, he can accomplish it. Totally not like
But yeah,
Just
So
I mean, we should make like
Just-
some predictions real quick, right?
we have, so actually there's a bit of a thing here. I kind of need to go.
Yeah,
We
I
haven't
mean, like,
uploaded the set for Sparky and Spottius. Like I
Yeah.
haven't covered
yeah,
that yet.
yeah. So we won't look at it yet.
Okay.
We don't have it,
I
but
guess
Yeah.
wait
like,
till next time.
we can
I
just
think
really quickly look at like
I
there
mean,
because there are only like there's only one set to
we can
predict.
just talk about it next
yeah,
time together.
we can talk about like the predictions for who's gonna win Sparky versus Mastro, but we can talk about the set Sparky versus Spottius next time.
Yeah, yeah.
And we'll do cover both, but yeah, I do need to get going. I need to get some food before I go to bed.
Okay, gotcha.
all right. Yeah.
So predictions: Sparky versus Mastro. I mean, we've got both of you here. I'm assuming both of
No.
you think you're gonna win.
I
I
mean,
think
yeah.
Match is gonna take 2-1.
Ooh, predicting against
Wow.
yourself. That's interesting.
No, don't do that. Don't put yourself down. You can.
I did not have good self-esteem, baby.
You can
But
definitely
anyways,
win. Just train.
I can see me going 2-1 either way. I think Mastro is slightly stronger. So I'm
Yeah.
just putting it like that.
I agree. I would agree with that. I think it'll be close and competitive and stuff, and I
I
could lose.
agree.
Very neutral opinion by Master. Yeah.
Yes, very
I
good.
mean, I
think,
could
like,
lose, and Sparky is
humble
really
opinion.
strong. I mean, I am a bit
There's
scared.
there's one thing I want to say, and it's that all my matches have ended like super early either way. Which is, I have not proven myself in mid to late game, which is something I'm slightly worried about against Mastro, because I don't think he's gonna fold in the first few turns. Because like, let's see, my matches like against Sedgehun, I had like better like
I was just like
opening and
coming
I
back
had
from
pistol
vacation,
damage.
vacation at that point. I was like,
Okay, Sparky,
Yeah, as well as you're not being
I
like.
got a plan for you. So you need to get Mastro out of his prep, right? So what you do is you don't ban pistol, and then he has to pick a late game commander, and then every time he did that this tournament, he lost, right?
ooh, that's true.
Well, there you go.
You have to keep Vesper open, Woofer open, and
Well,
pistol.
Vesper maybe not, you know.
Yeah,
That's
maybe not
like,
Vesper.
you know.
I mean, yeah. I mean, in all seriousness, yeah, like pistol. I don't honestly like. She gets super strong late game, but she's still fine mid game because tier 1 zap is pretty good for just winning fights.
Yeah, you can
Mm.
trash her down the way you can scissor sometimes.
Yeah.
That said, she has like less of a lethal threat maybe super early on. Scissor has like
Honestly, like 80% commander at like 1 tile range is like still dangerous.
yeah,
I mean, like
yes.
1 extra. Yeah.
I think let's do the predictions. So Barrett, what do you think?
Ooh, this is a
Like-
tough one. Huh. I actually don't know. Like, I genuinely, I think like Mastro, I think you have a slight edge, especially looking at your like last games. Like, I think you're looking really strong. But I also haven't seen Sparky versus Spottius.
Oh, that's
So,
true. Yeah, you don't have all the information. We've seen that set.
To be fair, I don't think you get much information.
Oh, he
off
didn't
that.
watch it either, actually.
but
I'll say that you won't get much information off that.
Okay.
set.
but this is a tough one. I think Mastro. I would say 2-1 to Mastro as well, but it's another one of like, I think it go the way. Like, if I looking at Sparky versus Spottius beforehand, I would have said like I think Sparkius is like gonna win that, because I think Spottius kind of got a bit lucky against Sedgehun,
Yeah.
and like had walked into a lethal and only got out of it because of like luck factor, to be
None of
honest.
those reasons, yeah.
Yeah,
Together.
just like there was a slight knowledge check and that Sedgehun just didn't know, and
That and everything else, yeah.
yeah.
Something like is also a part of skill.
Yeah, but yeah, I think
Yep.
I think Mastro wins, but I think it's going to be close either way. And it'll actually one thing I will say, it's going to be a really good set. I think that's going to be one of the things. It's like,
I'm gonna love watching it for sure.
yeah,
I'll try to make it entertaining.
Yeah, please, you
I
guys
think-
both try. Like, don't end the
I
game.
mean, I've
in
been
5 minutes.
mostly wrong for loser bracket predictions, I think. But I'm gonna go for Sparky and go practice with Sparky, and that way maybe
Oh,
I
you're gonna
I
try to
rig
put
it
your
in my
finger on the
favor.
scale. Yeah.
Right? Maybe I can rig
Interesting,
it this time.
Okay,
Also-
so basically, Sparty will reveal your openings. That's what's gonna happen. That's good
That's
for me.
fine.
so actually one other thing I would note, since I've got you both here, technically this round ends in 3 days from like this recording of the podcast. Like, the last round got extended a little bit. If you two need a little bit more time for this round, like,
Yeah, I was
you're
about
not-
to ask for that right
yeah,
before the
like
end of
it's
the
not
podcast.
it's not really like a big deal at this point because you're not holding up too much. Like, we're into like the final 4. Like,
And
people
we
can
have
take it a
2
bit
matches-
slower if
well,
we
like
need.
3 matches left.
Because the set ended like yesterday or something.
Yeah,
When
so
did it end? Yeah, yesterday. So yeah,
yeah, it's
it's
not
like the thing I was talking about. Like Spark, you said it just ended right now. What are we gonna like immediately play the next one? Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
hard. So
I'm
think
happy to like. I
we'll
think
take-
you should at least get a full weekend.
Yeah.
For the round. So like, if you can get up until like next Monday, I think would be fine. And then-
Okay, yeah, that sounds very reasonable. Yeah, we'll try to do it by
Yeah,
then.
I think
And if we do it a
should
bit
be fine.
earlier, that's even better.
I think that's fine. Because yeah, we're not in like a huge rush at this point, and like, obviously after this is a best of 5 and then another best of 5. So there's no point in like making everybody super fatigued. So yeah, like
Yes, there is a point. It makes my job easier.
Yeah.
Nah.
I
But-
mean, getting more time for your prep is also like an upside for you. Like,
there is also
It's
this like,
fine. My prep is basically done at this point, right?
wow, interesting.
also there's like a little fun thing is we're actually coming up to the 1st anniversary of Wargroove 2.
So strange. It doesn't feel like
Oh.
a year.
Which is when? When is it exactly?
It's like early
October, right?
October. Yeah,
October 5th,
it's
I
like
think.
maybe like just less than a month from now. So if it does go a little bit slower and we get to the grand finals and people want a bit more time, because obviously the best of fives are probably going to take a bit longer too. I mean, unless whoever goes up against Warble and it's like a 3-0 either way. But I actually really doubt that. I think like Warble versus the winner of the U2 is going to be a really good set as well.
Yeah. All the
Would
final
be
like
awkward
sets.
if
Yeah.
all the best of fives were sweeps. Would be awkward, huh?
Yeah.
Something I think would be very cool in tournaments is if the one who is in the grand finals, they don't just like to win the tournament. They don't just have to win that set. They have to fight everyone in the tournament one by one. Not like because we see a bunch of people like not get to fight right in the tournament. Like
I mean
I
that's
didn't
the
get to fight Saykoya. Like American didn't get to fight Cage. We didn't get to
I
fight.
mean,
A bunch of people didn't get to fight.
I already
Saykoya.
basically fought everyone left in the tournament right now.
yeah.
I'd
I mean,
also
that's the point of like that's what you win by winning through winners. Like you don't get tested by as many people. Like yeah, but you won every one of the games you did of the sets at least. Well, for Seikoya's case, the games, lol. But yeah, that's the benefit of being in winners. You don't have to play
Like
everybody.
yeah. Obviously, it's not like practical, but like I think it would be very cool. Like a very good factor
It's
to
like
like you have to fight everyone
everybody.
before winning the tournament. You have to win all of those sets 2-0.
I guess I
Also,
can. I mean, if you want to organize a show match of like everyone who wants to fight me before grand finals,
Honestly, I think
I
that
can
could
do
create a
that.
huge amount of hype. I would love to see that because it just
that
like
could happen, yeah. But it's
Could also
like
maybe do it on like maybe the anniversary. We have like
yeah, exactly.
if
if
the finals are
Seikoya
over by then.
trios
Yeah, but-
Warble, the thing is like if Seikoya trios Warble, making him play versus like um Envacam and Inferno probably won't have much suspense.
No, like still like stuff can happen and
Yeah.
mental wise, this
It's
changes
fine.
the
It's more
dynamic.
practice for me.
But yeah, I think the tournament will end before the anniversary, but we can do some so much thing for the anniversary.
Yeah, I mean, actually, something as
Also-
well I was hoping to do. I mean, it depends if it's on the anniversary or not. Something I would love to do is like have just like a one game show match, like bring a couple people, like Fear Dragon, Zombie Grub, like people that have like bigger content creators that are kind of like outside of the community but have been involved historically. Maybe have them play like one game before the finals starts, just to like build up a bit of hype, bring in some extra
Yes,
people.
that would be awesome.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that.
also I guess
Then
like for the
we can go
anniversary.
like, what are these openings? Or maybe they watched tournament games and they copy
Maybe they're
the
gonna
openings.
they're gonna think outside the box because they don't play the game. They're gonna find the very secret
They're
opening.
like, wow, they just broke the game.
Maybe
Time
we
Yeah.
could
to
like
revise all the prep.
have a couple of people that aren't in the finals, like coaching them or something beforehand, or I don't know.
That'd be
We'll
fun.
see. I
Yeah.
can ask
That's fun.
around and see who's like around.
Oh, and speaking of so much, is like one final thing. If somehow like I win everything and I win the tournament, I will make a so much of like what would have been the bracket reset. Like because you're not doing the bracket
yeah.
reset.
Uh,
Yeah.
Well, I won't do that.
You won't do that. Like I will if I win against you in grand finals and then I give you the so much bracket reset and you win
You're
that, I
not
will
even
consider you the
gonna
true
win.
winner.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
But if that happens, and then you beat me in the so much, I will consider you the true winner.
Yeah, sure. How about instead of thinking about what you'll do after winning, you start trying to win more?
Nah, but that's how I motivate myself. Anyway, see you in grand finals.
Ooh,
Right.
Ooh. So that's his prediction. All right, we have his prediction now.
right,
Well,
Mastro, yeah,
he also
beat Sparky
predicted
and
next
Warble.
round, I guess.
I mean, fair. It's good to have confidence. Anyway, speaking of confidence, I am confident that I am hungry and I need to go sort food. So I will
Alright.
Yeah.
catch all of you
This is
later.
fun.
Thank you for the podcast. This should be up tomorrow, so Monday. And yeah, I'll push back the start of Test Your Metal by a day just so we can get some extra people in. We actually had a lot of people in our and Sedgehun, I think it was brought up. I don't know if anyone brought it to your attention. There's
Yeah?
like a chopped forest missing on Jungle Season.
Oh yeah, Disabay told me I'm gonna fix that today.
Alright, cool. I'll get
Alright.
the code updated tonight then, or tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for the podcast. This was a really good one. I had a lot of fun. And we will be back after the
Oh,
next round.
oh.
So whenever that round finishes, I think, and then we can talk a bit about
Wait,
stuff.
wait,
For grand final, I
wait,
guess.
guys. Mr. Cat saying that there's a regular forest missing.
Oh, okay.
Where is that? Because I don't know. 'Cause
Well, I mean, you can figure it out
Oh,
after
it's
the podcast.
I know
yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
sure.
It's
Right, but well, for now, thank you everybody for
yeah,
watching. I'll catch you all
Yeah.
later, and people can sort it out off stream.
Yep. See ya, everyone.
Take care. Bye bye.
so yeah.